And what's up, y'all? Welcome to Game Day, here to Heavy Cardboard, teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18XX. I'm your host, Edward Euler, happy to be joined by some very good friends of mine.
Alyssa. Trey. I'm Ken.
All right, tonight, finally, folks have been waiting for this one for, well, years, I would say, to both release as well as for us to do a playthrough. And we're doing Dominant Species Marine, designed by the late, great Chad Jensen, published by GMT Games. And Alyssa, you were kind enough to let us use your copy of the game for this.
Yep.
So appreciate that. Thanks. So welcome, everybody watching live around the world, as well as after the fact. Yeah. If you know Dominant Species, this is going to feel like a sibling game, kind of like how Brass Birmingham feels similar but different to Brass Lancashire. And how many times, I'm curious, have you all played Dominant Species? I've played it about 30 times. I think I can safely say I'm an expert at Dominant Species. And this, 3.
Probably 2 or 3.
Okay.
Maybe a half dozen.
Okay.
The original?
Yeah.
0.
Right, and that's a good thing, because I think during the roundtable tonight we're going to be able to kind of compare and contrast how we feel about this and then how this compares to Dominant Species. I will say this, I had very high expectations which became extraordinarily low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I'll leave it at that. And we'll go from there. I was looking forward to playing it. I just, how do you follow up Dominant Species, right? And then,
right.
Yeah. So I was really apprehensive. Come to find out, definitely made its own game really, really well. So I'm going to bring the cameras down and chat down, do a full teach on this bad boy, and then we will get started. So if y'all are ready.
Mm-hmm. Yep, ready.
If y'all are ready, let's get into Dominant Species Marine. Not like USMC. No, terrible joke. Anyway, all right. 60-something millions of years ago, on land, dinosaurs still reign supreme. At sea, however, a titanic struggle for supremacy is unfolding between the vast and varying animal species. Dominant Species Marine is a game that abstractly recreates a small portion of ancient history, the ending of an era, and what entails for the living creatures try to adapt to the slowly changing oceans of Earth. Each player assumes a role of one of the 4 major aquatic-based animal classes: reptile, fish, cephalopod, or crustacean. Each begins the game more or less in a state of natural balance in relation to one another, but that won't last. It is indeed survival of the fittest. Through wily action pawn placement, you will attempt to thrive in as many different habitats as possible in order to claim powerful card effects. You will also want to propagate your individual species in order to earn victory points for your animal. You'll be aided in these endeavors via speciation, migration, and adaptation actions, among others. All of this eventually leads to the end game, the final ascent of a vast tropical ocean and its shorelines, where the player, having accumulated the most victory points, will have their animal crowned the Dominant Species. All right, so one caveat. I am not going to teach this as if anybody has any knowledge whatsoever of Dominant Species, the original. This is its own animal. We're going to treat it as its own animal. So here we go. Goal of the game, victory points. Got a victory point track, round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. This is an abstract version of Earth's ocean, or oceans, some 65 million-ish years ago. I guess this would be pre-asteroid. The asteroid is coming. There are different types of land masses out here, or land tiles out there. There are element discs out here that are, we're going to use those as, call them food, we're going to call them discs, we're going to call them elements, we're going to call them whatever they are on there. Mix and match, but all of those things have to do with the various elements that are out here on the board. Then there are different species. There are 4 different animals in this game. The 4 animals, again, are the reptiles, which the reptiles are going to be Ken. There are the cephalopods, which are yours truly. And then there are the fish, which are Alyssa. And then the crustaceans, which are going to be Shrey. Each of us, those are the animals. So whenever you hear the term animals, that's basically the players. Species are the individual cubes that represent the individual species of our animals. So, you know, maybe that's a shark. Maybe that's some sort of, I don't know, clownfish, etc., to give you an idea, okay? Thematically speaking. So that's mostly what we're looking at here on the main board. There are vents. Again, I'm not going to do this throughout the entire teach, but if you're familiar with the Ice Age, not the Ice Age, the, oh God, I can't think of it, the glacier tiles, the vents here are very similar to that, except there are land vents and there are underwater vents as well. Over on the left-hand side over here, we have food chain order. Food chain order is going to be for tiebreaker. Whoever's higher up on the food chain is going to win ties when that comes into play. However, this is also going to be turn order. Turn order goes bottom to top. Food chain goes top to bottom. There is a pre-retrieve and a post-retrieve spot for each of the animals as well. Down here are the tile scoring. Basically what that is it says when these tiles are scored, how many points they will get, first and second, or first, second, third, or first, second, third, fourth, over here. There are special pawns. These are kind of rule breaker or super pawns or super action pawns that we're going to be able to acquire in the game. We have a bonus points table, which if you're familiar again with the regular dominant species, that will be familiar. Then we have the card display. Those are all overpowered, so if everything's overpowered, nothing's overpowered, those will come out. But I do want to make note of one thing. Each of these has a number, going low number all the way over to 5. So from 1 to 5. That is going to be very, very important as we go along. Then there is the action display over here on the right-hand side. Again, if you're familiar with dominant species, that's going to look very familiar to you, but with some changes out there. We have the Wanderlust tiles down here, and finally, each of our animals, we're going to have, because it's a 4-player game, we're going to have 4 APs, 4 workers, 4 action pawns. All of that basically means these, which are going to go out here for our actions. We all start with a total of 31 cubes in our supply, because 32 is going to be there, 33, 34, and 35 is going to be out here on the board. Those are a finite number. When they die, they will go into the dead pool here, and you will not. What you have here is what you have, is what I'm saying, okay? We have our point trackers for each of the players, and then the special pawn point trackers, as well as the dominance scoring for the different special pawns as well. Then off board, we have a draw bag for the square tiles, and then a draw bag for the elements as well. So that's everything that you're looking at. What the hell are we trying to do? Well, again, victory points is the goal of the game. You're going to eclipse 100 points. If you fall behind early, don't sweat that too much. If you have a huge lead, you're probably going to get picked on, but don't sweat that too much. In our experience, I would say anywhere from 140 to 190 is a normal game, probably, for a winning score, to give you an idea. All right, so the game takes place over an indeterminate number of rounds. In turn order, each player is going to do one of 2 things. They are either going to place one of their action pawns out here on one of the fossil spots out here. These are eyeballs in the regular dominant species. They are the fossil spots out here otherwise. All right, so you place it out here and you immediately take that action, whatever it may be. Okay, and we'll go over all these in detail. So, when you place an action pawn, however, you'll notice that there are only a certain number of each of these worker placement spots out of your action pawn spots out there. One of the interesting things about this game, and one of the key things, is you can place your first pawn on any of these spots out there. So let's say I put it out here on Wanderlust, and then from there, I immediately carry out the Wanderlust action. However, all subsequent action pawn placement for me must be either below or to the right of a previous action pawn. Or I should say, to the right and or below. So in other words, everything from here on up, I would not be allowed to place any of my action pawns because you must place the to the right and or below your lowest action pawn on the board. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That special action pawns, we're not going to talk about these right now. Those are rule breakers. Those don't necessarily apply to that. But for your base ones, so if I place here, the only options I have are to place there or below with any of these. That's option one. Place one action pawn and carry out the action immediately. Action number two is at any time you wish, in lieu of placing an action pawn out here in the action display, you may retrieve. Retrieve is take all your action pawns back. So if you're familiar with something like a Concordia, it's basically take all your stuff back in the hand. In other words, you're going to take all of your action pawns, not everybody's, just yours. Okay? All right. So that said, hopefully all that makes sense.
Yep.
Now, let's just go ahead and go over what the various actions are here on the board. So the first one, I should say the first three out here, abundance, autotropes, and depletion, all have to do with earth. So what I mean by that is that has to do with elements and everything out here on the main board. The next two, adaptation and regression, have to do with your player board, how well your animal adapts to the situation out here on the board. Because each of us has a number of elements printed on our board. So if you can see, I think those are snails. We'll call them snails. And I think those are
Coral.
coral. Go with it. So I have two snails and a coral, or two brown and a yellow, there printed on my board. But as things go along, I'm going to be able to adapt and regress here as things go along. Oh, all right. Enough about that. Let's get into it. So abundance. Again, there are going to be, as you can see, 3 action spots available to place pawns. You can place multiple there over multiple turns, obviously, since you can only place one at a time. But when you place there, you're going to take one of those elements and place it onto any open vertice out here on the board that doesn't already have an element on it. You could place it out here, you could place it there, you could place it right there, wherever you want, as long as it's an open one. The reason we're doing that is because our species, our cubes, can only live on tiles, or they can only survive, I should say, on tiles that match, that have at least one element, a food source, on one of the vertices. So that's why we all start here in the coral reef. We all can survive because there's at least one of those elements on that tile. However, if we want to branch out, that's where abundance comes in. Pretty simple. Place an action pawn, put that out on one open vertice. Any questions on that? No? Good, we'll move on. We are actually going to go ahead and skip these two for right now, and we will double back to those at the end of all of this. The next one we'll talk about is adaptation. Just like this is placing an action pawn, placing it anywhere on Earth, there's only 2 available spots, because anywhere you see one of these white action pawns, that's a special or super pawn there, and if you don't have one, you can't place it there, and this is only for those special action pawns, so therefore only 2 available spots. When you do so, you grab one of these elements of your choice and then immediately add it to your player board, and hey, I now have adapted to be able to survive on different food sources out there. Pretty simple out there. That makes sense. I think I don't need to belabor that.
Makes sense.
All right. The next one, regression. Again, we're going to double back on that after we've talked about all of the others. Any questions on adaptation or abundance so far?
Nope.
All right. Next, speciation. This is how we have babies. This is how we get all of these, not all, but more of these cubes out here on the board. All right? So this, again, very different from the regular game, is you're going to randomly draw 4 elements from the bag, and those are the elements that you're allowed to speciate onto. So you'll notice that we have duplicates. That can happen, so be it. But what happens is when you place an action pawn on any of these spots, and let's say I go onto that spot there, I can then speciate on whatever, what is that, the pink one?
A worm.
A worm? Let's go with a worm. All right. So I find any worm element out here on Earth. Well, as it just so happens, that's the only one. But if somebody had maybe come out here and done abundance previously and placed a worm there, I would choose either that worm or that worm. And I say, hey, as it is, that one doesn't, if I chose this one, I would then be able to speciate on every tile to a maximum of what's allowed per the board. Well, if you take a look at it, land tiles allow you to put out 1 cube. Vent tiles allow you to put out 1. Kelp allows you to put out a maximum of 2. Grass, a maximum of 2. Reef, 2. Seamount, 3. Sand, 3. And ocean, you can put out a maximum of 4 species. So in other words, because this is land and land, literally if I chose that one, that would be 1 there and 1 there, because that's where that touches. Obviously there's no tile here and things don't happen retroactively, so that would be, if I chose that element, that's how I could speciate. Simple enough. But if I had chosen this one down here, well, I kind of hit the speciation lottery in some regards. I would then be able to place 4 here in the ocean, because the ocean says I can place 4. I can place a maximum of 3 in sand, and for whatever reason, maybe I don't want to put any in the coral reef. There's going to be reasons, especially based on those cards over there, on why I may or may not want to put out more cubes. Because again, there's a finite amount of these. When you lose them, and it's always probably a good idea, not always, but it's a good idea possibly to keep some in reserve there. And you know what? I'm going to leave those out there for an example later. All right, so that's speciation. Any questions on that action?
Nope.
Okay? All right. So, moving on down. So, next, we have Wanderlust. Wanderlust is how we're going to place more land tiles or more tiles out here on Earth. You'll notice that there are 2 regular spots and 1 special spot. These, again, are randomly drawn, as it just so happens. When you take the Wanderlust action, you're going to choose one of the 3 Wanderlust tiles that are face up over here and place it anywhere out here on Earth as long as it touches one side of an existing tile. In other words, I can't place that there. There are no islands. What I can do is I can do that. I can put it there, or I could maybe match it up with an existing one that's already out there, okay? When you do so, you're immediately then going to be able to score based on the number of tiles, including itself, that it shares of the same type. So if I place that sand plains next to an existing sand plains, I would then be able to, there would be 2 of them, I would score immediately 3 points as shown right there. If I had placed this there, there, or there, easy enough. But indulge me. Let's say this were an ocean tile, and I were to place an ocean tile right there. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that would be 10 points. So the game does kind of motivate you to do so, but you could also go ahead and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and put it up there however you want to do that. Then, after you have done so with the Wanderlust tile, after you've placed one of these, then you may, this is optional, take one of the available elements there and put it on any open vertice on the tile that you just placed. Pretty simple, because theoretically, now you'll be able to survive there. You want to help yourself and not help your opponents, right? That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Then finally, after that happens, so let's say we had placed the seamount there and maybe went ahead and, let's say I was the one and I put that right there. Now you'll notice that snails are now touching all 3 of these tiles, which, hey, that's really good for me, because now I can not only survive on that, that, and that tile, I can now survive on that, that, and that tile. Awesome. So I just placed this tile. I scored, say, 3 points for doing so, but then every animal in food chain order, meaning top to bottom, gets the option, if they are adjacent to it, to move any number of species onto that tile. So, in this case, the only ones that are adjacent are orange and blue, so orange, then blue. So do I wish to move on to that tile? Yeah, I do. How many do I want to move? Well, let's say I move, say 2 on there. I'm good with that. Then it would go to blue. Alyssa, do you wish to move to any of those? You can't. Let's say she says yes. You could go that. If she wanted, she could do that. She could say no. However she wants from those adjacent tiles on there. Easy enough. Boom, done. That is Wanderlust. And then we would flip over the face down tile after that. But you don't want to do so until somebody's placed it so they don't get any kind of extra information, etc., etc. All right.
Makes sense.
Easy enough? Moving on. Tectonics. This is the glaciation action. Okay, so if you're familiar with the old one, it's very similar. One action plus a special action. So what that means is you're going to take one of these vents, these either a land vent or on the backside is a water vent, so it's either or. And if you take the regular action space, you may place it on any outside tile that is already out there. So, cannot place on any of these because there's no tiles there yet, but you can place there, there, or there, and there. It does not have to be adjacent to an existing vent. I want to stress that again. So if on a previous Wanderlust, somebody had placed that, you can place one here even though it's not adjacent to an existing vent. That's going to be different than a normal glaciation, okay? Mm-hmm. Then, just like normal, we're going to, how many vents is it, sorry about that, how many vents is it adjacent to? Then we're going to score that many points. And all the amount of, all of the species that are on that tile are going to get removed temporarily, and then only one of each animal will go back in. Normally, when you remove species from a tile, they die. They go into the dead pool. However, with a tectonics action, they will actually go back into their supply. They didn't die. They just kind of vacated. That makes sense?
Yep.
All right? Easy enough? That's tectonics. All right? One last thing. And this one is an important note. After you have taken the tectonics action, you may then, and it's your choice, choose to place one species from the eliminated or from your pool onto that tile that you just tectonicked it on. I just invented a new word. Go with it. All right, but that is tectonics action. Any questions on that one?
Nope.
Okay. Next one, migration. Pretty simple. It's exactly how it sounds. 2, 3, 5. Migration. That means you may move up to 2, 3, or 5 cubes to a single adjacent space next to, adjacent. No cube can move more than one tile. But you can, for instance, if I went to, say, the 3 spot here, I could do something like this. 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of like that one went 1, 2, 3, but you get the idea.
Yep.
No cube can move more than one. That's the key. Okay? Easy enough. I don't think I need to belabor that. Competition. This is how you kill opponents. Other species. You may kill 1, 2, 3 of those. Notice I'm skipping all the special actions. I'm going to double back to all those when we're all said and done. Competition is you may kill 1, 2, or 3 on the randomly drawn at the beginning of a round specific type of tile. I like to say there are no ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles in this game, meaning you have to be present on that tile to kill. You would kill 1, 2, or 3 on that specific. So if I were to go onto this reef, am I on the reef? I am on a reef. I can kill any 2 that I want into the dead pool. Boom, easy enough. Okay? Simple enough. I don't think I need to go any more than that. And these will, like I said, be randomly generated every round. All right. Next, evolution. Okay, evolution is how we're going to be able to score tiles. Okay? This is similar to the domination spaces in the regular dominant species. I said similar, not exact. First off, we're going to randomly draw 5 of these that we did. After that, once we have drawn it, it doesn't matter, you can just grab 5 out of the bag. Then they are always going to be seated in this order, left to right, depending on how you drew them. It is possible to draw multiples of the same, because that is the land mass that you're going to be able to score. Notice you can't score everything. So there is, for instance, there is a grass, there is no kelp. So you would not be able to score the kelp tile this round, as it just so happens. But when you choose to do so, you're also going to notice that it has a number for the cards adjacent to it. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's say I go ahead and say there, and I say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and score I am going to make this actually doable. Give me a second. And there. There we go. All right. I'm going to score that land tile. Okay? Because I went onto the land space, I choose any of the available land tiles to score, and we're going to score that land tile. This comes down to population now. How many cubes are on there? I have 1. Alyssa has 1. How many points do we score? 8 for first, 4 for second. Pretty simple. But we're tied. So food chain order comes into play here. I will always beat, well, Ken will always beat me. I will always beat Alyssa, who will always beat Shrey. So in other words, if Shrey is tied, he will always lose he will always take the lower amount. Pretty simple. So in that case, I'm going to score the 8. Alyssa's going to score the 4. You're welcome. It's a team game. Not really. So we would score those amount of points. But then I want to come back. Once we have done the scoring on that, then you look at that number. That is the number of card or lower that you may choose from the available supply or display for the evolution cards. If I had scored an ocean tile, and this is important, and you still have a viable species left on that tile, you may then choose a card. What does that mean? It means, if you take a look here on this ocean tile, this has a snail on it element. I can survive with a snail element, so I do have, if I scored that ocean tile, I would be able to do so. I would be able to choose any of the 5 available cards. However, if I chose to score this ocean tile, it has no elements on it that match what's on my display. So this is now what's called endangered. So if I scored this tile, I would then not be able to choose any tile or any card because I do not have a viable non-endangered species on that tile. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm driving that point home a little bit, but I feel like that's an important distinction to make. In addition to that, based on which spot you go on, it's that card or lower, meaning physically lower in the display. If I chose that one, I can choose any of the 5. If I score that land, I can only score this card. And you must take a card. So if I took that one, I have to do that one. Pretty simple, okay? You carry out the action because you're the one that took the action. Or you carry out the card. When it says you do X, Y, or Z, you do what it says, and you make the decisions for everything that's on that card. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm not going to go through all the cards in detail. We'll go through that when we actually get started. All right? That makes sense?
Yep.
Good.
All right. So that is the evolution action. Next is domination. What the hell is domination if this is what domination was in regular dominant species? Well, this is where you're going to get the special pawns, okay? Notice we have no cones like we did in the base or in the regular dominant species. You'll also note that based on player count, there are 1, 2, or 3 spots available. So when you go out here, this is going to allow you to then be able to select or possibly dominate, i.e. take one of these special action pawns. If it's from the display, you take it from here. If a another player has it, or even if you have it, you can, quote unquote, take it from yourself to be able to boost the score. So let me go through how this works. So let's say I go ahead and let's put that back there. I say, hey, I want to dominate the snails. Okay. So we take a look at the board, and let's bring that up right there. We take a look at all of the snails elements that are on the board. Then we look at how many tiles I have species on that are touching a snail element. So in this case, we have one element right here. So I'm on 2 tiles. Then we have another snail element, and I'm on 1, 2, 3 tiles for a total of 5 tiles. That makes sense, right?
Yep.
But then, if we come over here and we take a look at my player board, I'm on 5 different tiles, and there are 2 snails on my board. 5 times 2 is a total of 10. Then, we're going to look at where is the snail marker here. Well, the snail marker, all of them start currently at 1. I will then move this up to 10, and as long as that is a higher number than where it previously was, I then will take that, the marker, and the action pawn, and it immediately becomes an action pawn available to me. Okay? That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay? Let's say on a future action, let's say I had ended up with another species out here, so that would be 3, 6. If I took another domination action there on a subsequent turn, that's 6 times 2, or, yeah, that's fine. 6 times 2, that is 12, boop, and I get to keep it. You might be asking yourself, why the hell would I do that when I already had it? 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it makes it harder for somebody else to take it away from you. So I get to kind of dominate that element. And secondly, at the end of the game, you're going to score based on where these markers are for every special pawn that you have in your possession at the end of the game. Cool?
Yep.
All right. The final action that you can take on your turn, I've already covered, and that is retrieve. Just take all of your workers back, including any special pawns that you have out on the board. You know which ones are yours because you have the little square marker next to them. Okay? All right. So, a couple more things, and then I think we can get started. Okay? So, first and foremost, let's go over what happens here. Okay? Let me back up. When a player chooses to take the retrieve action. So let's say I take the retrieve action. Boop. I'm going to move my cube over to the right-hand side. It's still going to happen in turn order. So after I've taken my action, which is retrieve in this case, Ken would go, then Alyssa, or I'm sorry, then Shrey, then Alyssa, then me, etc., etc. And as players retrieve, they're going to move their markers over. When the final player takes the retrieve action, then we are going to have a reseed event that happens. And I'm going to really briefly go over what all these steps are. Any existing elements here will drop down. Any that are in here will drop down. Any that are here will drop down. These will all clear. These will all clear. And we will reseed 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, and 5. Okay? All right. And we will also trigger the regression during the reseed event. I digress, though. Okay? Then all of these markers will go ahead and move over to the left-hand side. Boom, done. The reason I bring that up before I talk about the next actions is because after a reseed event, these things are going to drop down, as you can see. And let's say those are the only 2 that are left, etc., etc. So let's talk about the autotropes action. All right? Autotropes, when you take this action, you're either going to do it on the smoker, i.e. the underwater vent, or the geyser, i.e. the land vent, and you get to do one of 2 things. You either can swap an element that is in this box with one that is touching one of those vents. So in other words, if this were up there, because it's touching one of those, could choose to take either that one or that one and swap it out with that. Easy enough. Or you can remove one of these. So let's say, for argument's sake, let's say it were like that. Because that's in that autotropes box, you could just remove this, throw it back into the bag. It can be nasty. Welcome to Dominant Species Marine. Easy enough? That makes sense?
Yep.
Those are the two things you can do on autotropes. The next one, let's say on a subsequent turn, that drops let's say they both drop down. This is the one true Glory to Rome spot in this game. If nobody goes there, nothing happens in the depletion box. Okay, you notice there's one worker available, easy enough. But if somebody goes there, you may choose either one of the blue or one of the sun elements anywhere on Earth and throw it back into the bag. Pretty simple. Okay, good. All right, we've talked about those. Now let's talk about regression. Here, when you go to either of those two spots, all you're going to do on your turn is you're going to take a cube from your supply. If you don't have any, you cannot take this action. You place it on one of the available two spots and boom, done. During the reseed event, it makes you immune from losing those elements from your player board. So for instance, let's say I had this on my board, and I go to the regression spot, I will not lose this sun that's on my board. You obviously cannot lose anything that's already printed on your board, but if I did not go there, I would lose that and it would go back into the bag during the reseed event, which is when all of us pass. Make sense?
Yep.
All right, good. All right, very, very quickly now, we are going to go over what the special actions do for each of the action spaces. Adaptation. Not only can you break the rule about being able to go to the right and below with the special pawns? Special pawns can go onto any of the white spaces, and they can go onto any of the regular spaces, and they can bump opponent's pieces. So in other words, let's say Alyssa was there. I could, if I want, instead of taking the special action, I could just be like, you're going to move. This will immediately go back onto Alyssa's player board, which, hey, she didn't have to retrieve it, so I don't think she's too upset by that. But you cannot do that with your own spot, with your own pieces. I digress. The special actions, this allows you, what this says is instead of taking one from here and adding it to your board, you can take one from your board and swap it with one that's already out there. Pretty simple, okay? All right. Moving on down, speciation, if you go onto that spot, doesn't matter what's here. Speciate on any one element you choose. Pretty cool. All right, moving on down. Wanderlust. This, do a normal Wanderlust action and then take a whole new turn. Not with that action pawn, so if I place that there, that action pawn still has to come from my supply, or maybe instead of placing an action pawn, maybe instead, I choose to retrieve. So I go there, do a Wanderlust, and then I choose to do a retrieve, and I take all my action pawns back. Cool, easy enough, right? All right. Tectonics. This, normally, whenever you place a vent out on the board, it has to go out on the outer edge of the board. This breaks that rule. Put it anywhere on the planet that has an existing tile. That breaks that rule. This one, for migration. Instead of moving up to 2, 3, or 5, move them all, or up to all of your species. Again, one adjacent only, and they can't move multiple times. Competition. This says kill 2, either one on 2 different tiles or 2 on the same tile. Same rules apply. No ICBMs. You have to be present to kill. All right, good. And that's it. Those are all the special action spots there. All right. So a couple more things that we didn't talk about, and then we'll talk about final scoring. Let me think. We didn't go over the extinction and survival events. When we do an evolution action and you score the card, you do whatever the card says. All these cards are going to cascade down, and we're going to flip over one new card and put it in the 5 spot. If that card happens to have one of two different fish on it. Right there, you see the bones on that one. There's another one that on the other side of the card has a full fish on it, like that right there. That is a survival event. That is an extinction event. Extinction is, hey, do you have cubes somewhere that they don't have a food source? If so, into the dead pool. That normally, in regular dominant species, happens at the end of every round. Now it only happens when that symbol comes out on a new card immediately. The survival event, which we showed, don't worry about it. The survival card, pretty simple. Count how many cubes every player has on the various vents. Whoever has the most cubes on vents then counts how many vents they're on. Score that many. Boom, done. Pretty simple there. That's it. Rinse and repeat, reset, reseed, continue going until the asteroid card comes out. The asteroid card is in the bottom 5 of the deck. Something else that's a little bit different with dominant species marine is in regular dominant species you play with the whole deck. In dominant species marine, there are 10 cards that are randomly removed from the game secretly. I'll save my opinions on that for the end of it. But anyway, there are 10 cards that are removed from the game every game. And the asteroid event is going to be the trigger for the end of the game when that's actually selected out here. When that happens, here's what's going to happen. Finish the remainder of the round until every player has gone to the retrieve. When the last player hits the retrieve, that will trigger the end of the game. We're going to perform one final extinction. Are you somewhere you can't survive? Kill it. And then one final survival. Score that card up there. And then score every tile based on population, number of cubes out there, and then ties or food chain order. And then finally, score for all those that are out here on the track for wherever they are, based on who has them at the end of the game. Whoever has the most points wins. All right. Last thing that I want to point out about the special pawns here. If I have placed this out here already and I've done something, whatever, and then somebody takes this from me, they get that and they can, there, okay? They get it, but they don't get it until they retrieve because it's out here on the board already. They have to take the retrieval to get that back. However, if it were still in my play area, they would get the pawn as well as the marker when they took that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, there you go. And there is one more thing. The green deck that you see up there at the top, right there, those are traits. So what's going to happen here at the beginning of the game, we're going to shuffle it up. It's already shuffled, but deal out 3 to every player. Choose one. That's going to make you asymmetric. It's going to give you some rule breaker for the for your species or for your animal for the entire game. And there we go. Any other questions or anything I missed or messed up?
Joko had a point about the tectonics. So we checking the rules. The way I'm reading it is what he's suggesting is that the regular tectonics action lets you play on anything that's on the outer edge, not necessarily. He says page 14, italics.
Okay, I will double check that.
Yeah.
A tile in a hex that is not surrounded by 6 other hexes.
So that is anything except for coral reef at the beginning of the game?
Oh, I guess that would be a fair statement.
Yeah, that's not how I read it, but I guess you could read it that way.
You could. Huh. All right. If Christopher's in chat, take a look at that. But that's an interesting question. So here you go. It says, select a non-vent tile on the edge of the hex grid with an asterisk for, okay. Oh, and also, the hydrothermal, top half of the board, the
Geyser.
the geysers and
Smokers.
the smokers on the bottom half of the board, regardless of the type of terrain it's on. That's an interesting question.
Talking about this is for the base tectonics action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it says select a non-vent tile on the edge of the hex grid. In other words, a tile in a hex that is not surrounded by 6 other hexes.
See, it's calling these hexes, though. It's saying a tile in a hex. So that's why I read it as, oh, it can't have 6 of these bordering it.
Huh.
But it's an interesting point.
I still think it's going to be the outer edge.
That's
I
how-
still think so.
They called these tiles in
Christopher
these
does
hexes.
say his interpretation is, well, how
Edge of the board normally,
Yeah. Yeah.
meaning how we've
Yeah.
always done it.
Right.
Right. So we're saying, so for the regular tectonics action, only these out here. Obviously, once these get tiles out there. This one allows everywhere
Yep.
once there's tiles already there. All right, cool. I'm going to bring up chat, bring up the cameras. Thank you, Christopher. There we go. All right, place your bets. Over, under, Glory to Rome, 6.5. I know I butchered this. I know. I always happens because I'm a visual guy.
That snail goes there.
This one? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that y'all memorize this and that you're used to that so you know to pay attention to that. I appreciate it.
Do you want me to introduce the cards here?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, here I have them zoomed in. Also we'll go actually bottom to top because this is the easiest one to score theoretically and go from there. Okay, go for it.
All right, so the first one's producers. You're going to gain 1 victory point for each tile you occupy that contains an algae element. So it might just be those 3.
However,
However, we also have when this card enters play, remove all algae elements from the action display.
okay, so when that enters play, meaning when that hits the tableau or the evolution card display, that happens. So that dies and that dies. Those go back into the bag. Okay. All right. Well, that happens.
Number 2 is biodiversity. Gain 1 victory point for each tile that your animal shares with 1 or more opposing species.
That your animal, i.e. your color of cube, shares with other players' cubes.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Number 3 is volcanism. You perform an immediate tectonics action. The new vent tile may be placed on any seamount tile, regardless of the location or lack of adjacent vents.
Okay.
And while this card is in play, new vent tiles can replace seamount tiles regardless of location.
Okay. So now we're going to break that rule right there because that card's in play. Tectonics can go anywhere on the edge and on seamount, which now becomes a vent when that happens. Okay? All right?
4 is tectonic shift. Remove all pawns from the action display and give them back to their owners.
Okay.
It's not a retrieve action, then take another turn.
All right. I'm going to fix something real quick. I don't know that helped a lot. Good thing we're not going to use that much. All right. Moving on. And the 5th one.
5th one's bountiful habitat. Choose one of the 8 terrain types and score each tile of that type.
So if you choose land, you're going to score all the land. Well, obviously, you probably want to be on there. All right, there we go. We don't have to roll. We don't have to randomize because it happens in a preset order.
Yep, so 3
And
traits.
3 trait cards each. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to go over what mine are for everybody at home because I think this is interesting. So I will do there. All right. So here we go. All right. We have pack hunters. Immediately gain any one special pawn that matches one of your animal's elements. Move that pawn's target marker up 1 space. So it saves me an action. I immediately get to do that. That's great at the beginning, and then it loses all of its value immediately, but okay, all right. Next is ecological niche. For each special pawn you control, your animal speciates at +1 and opposing animal speciate -1 when choosing that element. Oh, I kind of like that one. Okay, all right, cool. And seasonal migrants. Your migration actions are at a +1 value, i.e. I become the birds. And your species may migrate up to 2 spaces each. Oh my. Which of those do I wish? So species. You know what? I'm going to choose seasonal migrants so I get to migrate further.
And more.
And more.
And more.
So there's that. So I am, if you'll toss those,
Yep.
I'm done. You don't have to go through what your options are, just
All right.
what you've chosen.
So I'm choosing resilience. During each receipt event, I can save one of my elements from being removed due to regression.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's
nice.
That's pretty cool. All right. And Shrey?
I am social. My basic pawns may be placed on action spaces containing opposing basic pawns. I give that pawn back to its owner.
Oh, so those can bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can bump regular pawns. Oh, and I also should point out that special pawns cannot bump special pawns unless there's a certain card that comes into play.
And special
otherwise.
pawns cannot bump your own pawns. They can only bump
Yeah, only
opposing.
opponents.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Using
Okay.
basic.
Well, that actually, I don't know. It'll depend on on how Shrey plays whether that should change my action or not. There's two I'm kind of thinking about. One is, I think this is the one I'm not going to choose. Cannibal. Whenever one of your species is eliminated, you gain 1 victory point. That's pretty good.
Every time you die, you take you score.
Yep. But I think the one I'm going to take is Hadopelagic. If you perform a retrieve action while all your pawns are on the action display, immediately take another turn.
What?
Oh, so it behooves you to not wait or to not retrieve early.
It does. It also would behoove me if Shrey doesn't bump one of my early pawns when I'm down in domination.
There you go.
So
All right.
If I perform a retrieve and all my pawns are on the board, I can immediately take another action.
That's impressive.
It's pretty good. We'll see. I mean,
All right.
your
so-
power nerfs it a little bit. But
Yeah.
All right. So Shrey, the honor is yours.
Right. What do I want to do here?
Oh, there should be one more element.
nope.
there.
No, that's-
because
Oh, it got removed. You're right.
Green.
That one and that one got removed.
We all wish
because
there
of
was
that.
one more there.
I don't know that we all do.
I mean, I do.
Well, let's start at the top and take one of the worms. I assume.
Okay, sure.
Yep. And so going up here is where I can place fewer species. Going down there is where I can place more species.
But it's worth more points up there,
Right.
less points down here.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, okay. I'm going to plan for the future.
All right. So, by the way, because I'm an idiot, we're going anti-clockwise around the table. Sorry about that.
I'm going to also go to abundance, and can I get the whatever blue?
What are we calling that?
Yeah, what is that one?
I'm not sure what that one is.
I don't think it's called out in the rule book. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Plankton, maybe? I don't
They
know.
specifically called that other one kelp in the thing, right? On the card?
No, algae.
Algae, okay.
I think this
Or
is-
grass.
we go here.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't set an over-under.
Oh, I did 6.5.
Oh, did you?
I did. Yeah, there's no no kelp to be able to speciate on. Mm-hmm. Not super thrilled with that.
We got sun, worms, plankton, gastropods, sponges, and algae. So gastropods are the snails, I guess,
Yeah.
right? That would make sense. And
Okay.
Plankton's the blue.
Plankton. All right. So the blue ones. All right, got it.
so-
Okay, blue is plankton. Thank you, Christopher. All right.
Oh, so not coral sponges. Okay, that works.
Oh, the yellow are sponges.
Yeah.
Now we know.
The sun is just sun, though, right?
Just-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I really would like to be able to. There's nothing horrible out there as far as killing a whole bunch of stuff. Yet, that being key, and I have plans, and going up higher is better. Do I put the snails out? I mean, it makes sense, but I hate the idea. No, I'm not. We are going to adapt, and I'm going to adapt for some plankton. Done. Ken?
Okay. Well, I think I better take the chance to put at that sun while I can. We'll go there.
Right?
Well, since you did that, I'll do the other adaptation and take that sun. Thank you.
I will speciate on the plankton.
That is there.
And we're going here, so I get
So on
3
the
on the
grass, 2 on the grass, and 3 on the seamount. It's not what I wanted, but I think that'll work. So I'll go on the sponge here, and the sponge is there, and it's a maximum. So the coral reef is going to be 2 in there. It's going to be 2 on the grass and 3 on the mount. Done. Can. $2,421 straight days with a game. Impressive, Murr.
Huh.
Getting sweet notes from Jess. I like that.
Wanderlust, tectonics.
Oh, let me fix.
May.
And the only reason, for what it's worth, the reason I haven't wanderlusted yet is placing out here on any of them, you can't move into it until you have species on the edge, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's... Anyway, tectonic, sorry.
So I'll place a smoker
Okay.
on the seamount.
Okay, so all of those, so going there, it is currently adjacent to exactly 0, so there's one of these. So
Yep.
hold on, one thing, I want to walk this
Okay.
through for the first time. So purple is going to score 1 point.
Woohoo!
All right, so we're just going to put it, nope, not 100 yet. So 1 point there, boom, done.
Then I can
All
put
of these get removed, okay?
back to your
Then, then
Species.
one will go back on that was on there already. These do not die, they go back into our gene pool. And then from your dead pool, or since there are none,
No dead
from
pools.
your gene pool, you can place one on there. Boom,
And I will.
Done. There you
The
go.
end.
All right. Normally, again, that would only be allowed on the outer edge, but because of that card in play, could place it on the mounts. Okay. Cool. Shrey.
Yeah, I kind of want to get some species out there also, so I will go to the.
Must be nice to have the pink on your board.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't have to have it on your board, though. Remember.
Just as long as
as long as it doesn't.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you had blue, like going here, and you had
Sure,
snails,
yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not. the
as
end
long
of
as
the
I'm
world.
not worried about extinction events ever. Yeah,
I'll go to the first
Seems like
one
a-
there. Yeah. So ocean is 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Yeah, so do
choosing
that
this
one.
one, not that one. So
So-
yeah,
Yeah.
4,
And sand is
3, and 2.
Okay, yeah, we'll do the
Max.
Yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor. All right, Melissa. Yeah, and so I don't want to talk too much. Go ahead. I'm just trying to fill time.
I'm going to do Wanderlust.
All right. So Wanderlust. Which tile do you wish?
We're going to take the seamount.
Okay. Anywhere you wish that shares a side with something. Just put that anywhere.
It's almost like you plan that in advance.
I know, right? Oh, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Right? Now, to be clear,
That's unfortunate because it's only 1 point
right? Why?
because the vent has taken it away from seamount.
Right. It is no longer a seamount tile. It is a vent. So ergo, 1 point. So 1 point for blue. Okay. And now in food chain order, adjacent to that tile, back up. Do you wish to place any of the elements? I assume.
So we do flip up the Wanderlust right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that out.
Well,
And it can go on any open vertice of the tile just placed. So now, in food chain order, adjacent to this tile, do you wish to move? So purple, do you wish to move in there? With the caveat, you cannot technically survive yet.
right.
Yet, but it doesn't hurt you unless the dead fish symbol comes
Well,
up.
there's 2 reasons not to. 1, I can't survive yet, and 2, I'm not going to be in the majority. So I'll hold off.
Okay, so then orange, do you wish to? Why, yes, I think I will. Thank you for asking. And I will move off that vent and go there. And since I have the tiebreaker on grass, and grass is scoreable here, I will choose not to move from that. Done. Alyssa.
Actually, because I give that up, I give Ken the survival card.
Yeah, it's 1 point.
That's true. It's only
It's
1 point for now.
point right now.
So we'll come over here.
Done?
Yep.
Now, you are losing that tiebreaker right now, just FYI, and you're losing this one, but if you move over, you're winning at least one of them.
Oh, and I can score now.
You
I missed
can.
that.
So
Yeah,
just,
okay.
there you go. All right, so now that's done with Wanderlust, which is kind of what I was thinking about doing.
Well, there's another seamount there.
There is, but instead, I think I will actually speciate here on the other, and I will go there. I could choose that one, but I can't survive on either one of those. Am I being foolish on this is the question. This feels like a bad idea. I just would like to preface that I think I'm making mistakes here. So 4, 3.
Get them all out there.
I can place up to 2 into the reef in the center. I'll throw 1 out there and done. Because it's an up 2, right? Ken, you're up. How many of y'all out there have played this so far?
Okay, I think let's try this. And by 5, I mean 2.
Up to 5.
Yeah. So we'll go here, and we'll go there.
Now, you will, if you place 1 more here, you would win the tie on that if it scores. Just a reminder. Again, I'm
True.
not metagaming here. I'm
Yeah.
just being genuine.
I should think about that a little bit, and I could move from the vent.
You could.
Yeah. Should probably think about that. Right now, this survival thing is just not going to score
1
me
point.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move me from the vent. Yeah.
So that's 3 movement. You could theoretically move this one still if you
Could do.
wish.
Gonna hold off on that.
Okay. All right. Done. And Shrey. I mean, I do have seasonal migrants, so it kind of made sense. And if y'all want us to zoom in on anything specific, let me know. While you're thinking, Shrey. Yeah, I had really high expectation because y'all know how much I love dominant species,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "Oh, Chad's making another game, ooh!" And I was like, but then I was like, the expectation is so high, and the anticipation is so high. Can it possibly live up to it? So I tried to temper my own, expectation for it.
Migration 3.
Migration 3. Okay.
All right, so we're going to send 2 up north and 1 down south.
Okay. Listen.
Dominate
Okay.
on obviously plankton.
Okay, so here, let's do this slow. Since it's the first time we're doing
Yeah.
it, I know I keep interrupting your turns.
No,
I
that's fine.
apologize.
No,
Hold on.
that's it.
Let me bring this down. All right, so those are the only 3 plankton elements.
Right. And I'm on 1, 2, 3 different tiles.
Okay, and then, so 3 tiles, and then on
2
your
plankton
player
on the
board,
board.
2, 3 times 2, 6.
6.
So 6 is higher than 1. That goes there. And currently, Alyssa will score 6 points at the end of the game. Do me a favor and put it on your fishes, like on the board. Yeah. I failed to
Sorry
plan
about
on that. That was poor on me.
Nope.
Sorry about that. All right. Boom. Done. All right. And, me. Okay. So I could make a viable case for migration, because I would actually get one more, so I would actually get a migrate 3. I could make a case for evolution. I'm here. I would score the lower amount on the ocean, but I could choose any of the cards out there. That seems good. I could also make a case for domination. And I think we're going to go ahead and dominate here because of the fact that Shrey is out of action pawns. So as it is right now, Shrey's only option, unless he gets bumped, is the retrieve. So therefore, I don't have to worry about Shrey possibly taking a evolution action from me. And Alyssa could, and I'm looking specifically here at the ocean tile, and the fact that it's only Shrey and I right now. Therefore, I would have my choice of all of those, even though Alyssa could theoretically score something and take one of the other cards, just not the 5th card, right?
Right.
So, that said, it's a long way of me saying I will go ahead and dominate. I will obviously dominate the mollusks. No, what are those? Snails. I don't care.
Gastropods.
Those. So there's only one here, so that's going to be I'm on that tile. I'm on that tile, so that's 2. Times 2 is 4. 4 is higher than 1.
Well done.
There, and that delays my retrieval by 1 turn. Done.
Yep, that seems like the right thing to do. I will go on the very, very last domination space. And I will try and dominate the sun spots. I have 2 on my board. I'm on 3 tiles, so I'm also at 6 with Alyssa. And I get that pawn. Just above the board, right?
Yeah, that works for you and I.
Yep.
And that's also going to be the dead pool.
Yep.
And I retrieve.
All right, so all the brown, you have no special pawns, so it's just the brown ones. What can brown do for you?
Thank you. And then that moves over.
There we go. Alyssa? Which, remember, you can retrieve it any time you want, or when you have to, i.e. you can't place a pawn, right? Nice. Gustavo. Hi, Tony. Miss you, bud. I'll get my phone done up soon. I still have yet to add a contact. I've yet to add email. I've yet to add Twitter to my new phone. Not gonna lie.
Feels nice.
Nice.
Welcome to my world of no social media. It's not bad.
It has been glorious, but I have to get back into it now.
My job does not involve. My job actually, sort of, it's better in my job if I don't have any social media. Not so much for you.
I deleted my Facebook account.
Wow.
My personal
Well done.
Facebook account.
Okay.
I don't use it anyways. I don't need it.
I probably should do that. I haven't logged into it in
I have yet
a
to
long time.
Yeah, if you don't use it, I would
Yeah.
get rid of it. There's no sense.
I have no
Yeah.
idea how to post on the heavy cardboard Facebook though. Might need Jess's help with that. Just saying. Anyway. All right.
All right, so
Yeah, sorry.
I'm choosing between 2 things.
Okay.
I can obviously take the evolution and score the seamount, which would get me some points.
Sure would.
That card or that card.
Or I can go mean and take the special tectonics action, which would also score me points, and blow up the ocean there.
As someone with only 4, someone with only 4
Species.
total species on the board, I support the mean.
Blow it up. You could also do it on the coral reef.
That would be even funnier, wouldn't it? But
I don't think funny means what you think it means.
But no, I'm gonna take the mount, I think, here.
All right, so evolution on mounts has to be that tile. It's the only one possible. So here, let's, here we go. So we take a look at that mount tile, 2-1. So obviously you win. So it's going to be 5 points for blue, 3 for orange. So a moment, 5 for blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 for orange. Yay.
No. That's the.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it would say victory points on it. My bad. Glad somebody's paying attention. It's a little crowded. This will space out here momentarily. But then your choice of any of the bottom 2 cards.
So I'm going to take biodiversity, and I gain 1 victory point for each tile my animal shares with 1 or more opposing species. So it looks like 3 more
3.
points.
There, and there. So 3 more. And the spacing is happening now. And now we slide, and then Shrey
And then we have Cladogenesis, which has a survival mark.
Down a little bit. There you go.
Has a survival icon on it. So do we run that first?
That happens immediately. So we look at all the vents.
Right.
There, and there. Nobody's on it. Okay, we're done with the survival event.
Okay. And the card is resolve the top card of the discard pile, which is over there, which is the card that just went there. Then resolve the discard. Wait, sorry. Resolve the top card of the discard pile.
So that one that was just scored.
Then resolve and discard the Facebook card occupying the lowest number slot. Other than this one. So we resolve that one,
Yeah. Or as it cascades down, could be that one, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So there you go. There's the card for Cladogenesis. Is that? Okay. All right, cool. There we go. That was you. It's me. I do think... Huh. 1, 2, 3... all 5? 6... Choose one of the 8 yeah. It's not nearly as exciting. That bountiful habitat isn't as exciting as what I wanted, but remove all pawns from the action display, give them back to their owners. It's not a retrieve action, take another turn. That, however, is awfully, awfully tasty. And I think we will. So I will... Which it keeps you from doing your special action as
That's
well.
okay. I can live with that.
There's no reef through there. There's sand, and all right. We'll go ahead and score the sand. So that one, 3 to 3, tiebreaker, food chain. So it'll be 3 for orange. 1, 2, 3. Y'all are watching me like a hawk. I can feel it. And 2 for brown. There. Done. And then I will take Tectonic Shift. Remove all pawns from the action display. Give them back to their owners. This is not a retrieve action. Then take another turn. Okay. So. Purple. Blue. Purple.
Oops. That is there.
And thank you there. Okay.
These are both here?
Yeah, those are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. And that was there. And good. All right. Wow, you're welcome, everybody. So if you wanted to do something...
Going to be a long time before we see any more abundance.
That is a fact, but that's okay, because the one that's up there is the one that's kind of tasty to me. So what do you have,
We have the Carbon Cycle. It is the Plankton card of this sort. Gain 1 VP for each tile you occupy that contains at least one Plankton element, so that's right there.
Okay.
And then when this card enters play, remove all Plankton elements from the action display, which is...
The blue one. So that one goes away. There you go. Throw that back in the bag.
So now I'm really wondering, Shrey, because these don't normally go away, right?
Right.
So wasn't this down here?
Oh, it was, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All
Good
right.
call.
There we go.
There. Okay.
Yep.
1, 1, 3.
No,
2.
there was an algae in the speciation before. Wasn't there?
Yes, but it got removed at the beginning of the game.
Right, and then the plankton just got removed, so there should only be 2 and...
No, there was 1 in Wanderlust and 1 in Adaptation.
Oh, what
Yeah.
was it? Okay.
We're good.
Thanks.
All right,
We're good.
cool. So take another turn. Okay. I'll go ahead and start up top. So, I think I'll join the party up here. That'll work. Done. Ken. Everybody got a free retrieval. Without a retrieval, you're welcome.
Everybody.
Almost everybody got a free retrieval without a retrieval.
75%.
Most people got a free retrieval without a retrieval.
All right, fair enough.
Sorry,
To
Shrey.
be fair, you got a free retrieval, it's just less effective.
That wasn't a retrieval technical. Right, yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that. Let's start here.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right, so it's going to be here, right? So
1, 2, 3, is it?
1,
2, 2.
2, 2, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have dominant species so memorized as to what the speciation is. On this, I have no clue. Nice shot.
Heyo.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
I'll take the first speciation there.
The first speciation right
Yeah.
there.
And
Okay.
let's go 1, 1.
Done.
I'll take the adaptation, please.
There, and that goes on to,
Thank you.
onto your board.
So that action actually has completely stalled out both autotropes and regression from happening for a while.
It has, which then makes everything tighter because those are
Yes.
less actions that we can take. I think
Yes.
that's
Be
pretty
interesting.
I think that's interesting. I do. I know I want to do that. I know I want to do that. Yep, now's the time to do it. I will go ahead and go to migration. 5 for me is 6, and all of mine, they're birds. They can move 2, right?
It's so nice.
It was a pretty good one.
God,
That's 2.
that sucks.
That's 4. And I have 2 more. That's 5.
That's 5, right? Oh, and you get a 6th one.
I do.
Wow, that's powerful.
Seemed like a good one to take. There's only 2 scorings. Oh no, there's 3. That is going to bug out somewhere. That'll go 6. Done.
Go to Rome. Those super cephalopods mess with my plans.
I figured they did.
Boy, oh boy.
So one of the things that immediately tempered my excitement for this game was when I heard that you carry out your actions immediately as opposed to you plan everything and then in phase 2 but come to find out the way this is a constant churn.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that you're sort of forced down the board.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
that
think-
as well.
It keeps it interesting.
It does.
I do think it loses a little bit of the meanness, but we can talk
I
about that at
agree.
the end.
Scoot over.
Okay.
Pushing you off camera. Sorry. about
I
that.
want to migrate too. That is a good idea.
And remember, the special allows you to migrate everything that's on the
Yep.
board for you.
Definitely thought about that.
Pesky cephalopods. Hi, Jess. They have feathers. Everyone's all like, I can feel the hate from everybody at the table right now because I took that tectonic shift.
Yeah.
Love you all too.
Yeah. Speciating again with the special also seems nice, but I don't.
I like
Probably not
keeping
the
this
right
thing
play.
back
I know,
for
exactly,
being able to
right?
break the rule and go
Yeah.
up higher.
Exactly.
Yes. The other case could be now not for yours because of your special, but things that I would be thinking about are doing a domination or another one to be able to get your second one here, right? To then be able to have 2
Yes.
rule breakers, even if that doesn't help you with the other 2, but you
Yeah.
want to get all your pawns out
Wouldn't
there. I
mind that.
understand.
Wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
Because it also behooves you to do that probably before I do.
Oh my, great.
All right, so 3 of them.
So. That seems fine. And let's.
The advantage of tiebreaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 1 left.
I can't figure out whether I want to stay on the vent this time.
At 1 point, so
Missed out on that tasty 1 point, right?
Never know when that 1 point might matter.
I'll call it good. I'll call it good.
All right, Shrey.
Carmine Brown. God.
I like that card now, the Bountiful Habitat.
I was like 2 turns ago.
That's choose a type of tile, land, and store it.
Yeah, I mean, and Ken just moved in, so now I'm
Right.
even less. So.
Right. Yeah.
But you could migrate over here and take control of that, and you'd look at that.
Yes, I could. I could just let Edward run it. And if I leave it, he's going to run it. Well, no, he probably would. He would get 12 points. He would get 12 points for it, and I would get 6. Ken would get 4.
8.
He has tiebreaker there.
Oh, you engage. Right. Yeah. Which, yeah. All right, I'm just going to do this instead. Send me over to the sand evolution.
All right.
Oh,
so
there you go.
sand here.
Yeah,
So it's going to be. Oh,
3,
go ahead.
2.
Sorry.
Yep,
Go ahead.
3 points for me, 2 points for you, Edward.
3, 2. Way to be a team player. And can any of the bottom 4 cards?
I could do this just to deprive.
But it's or
Score
you
all the sand.
You could score all the sand.
Score all the ocean.
Right. Yeah, I could do that. Just don't. So let me just think about this. You're getting 12, and I'm getting 6, right? 2 plus
that looks
4,
like
yeah.
that would be 6.
I don't hate that.
Alyssa's the one who really hates that.
Yeah, I would
I do, especially
be
since you don't
okay
have
with
to
that.
The top card of the discard
It
pile.
lets you pull everything back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
Really?
because then I get another turn.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So
So we're gonna do Cloudogenesis. Resolve the top card of the discard pile.
okay, so
So he's going to take another turn. So everybody gets their pawns back.
this is epic.
Okay. That happens.
This round is never going to end.
It's the never-ending
And
round.
you're going to take another turn.
I'll get another turn.
Oh, hold on.
But
Do I take another turn before resolving, doing the second
No,
half?
no.
Then it says then resolve. So yeah, so we do take another turn. I'll go to speciation and put the first speciation.
okay, so hold on. You go to the first speciation.
Yeah.
Sorry, there. Okay,
So,
you
yeah.
speciated.
Right.
Although technically,
He's finishing this.
I know. As soon as you. So that card hasn't. Yeah. Okay. We don't refill that card yet. Okay. Keep going.
And now we're doing
And
this.
then resolve the lowest number.
So he's going to score 2 points.
Yeah.
Gain 1 point for each algae.
2
tile.
points.
1, 2, and 2 for Brown.
Yeah.
There.
That-
Both those cards go away, and now we resolve these one at a time as they come out.
All right. There is an extinction. Is it? What's the term?
The extinction
Extinction
event.
event. Just throw it there, and there you go. There. So there is an extinction. So we pause. That happens. So are you anywhere that you can't survive based on your player boards?
I'm fine.
Nope.
Nope.
I believe I'm okay because the blue, right? Good. All right. So no one dies.
Yeah.
And now what's the card?
Score bonus
What's it
VPs.
called?
Monotypic habitat. Score bonus VPs based on the number of tiles which your animal is the only animal present.
And so
Okay.
that it would be that scaling victory point total, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bonus points is always this.
Yeah.
So right now the only ones that would score anything are me and
And 1
Ken,
point.
and it'd be 1 point.
Yeah.
So not particularly interesting.
Okay. And nothing on this one.
Niche construction, move an element on Earth to another location.
Wow. All right.
Well,
That was fun, right? That was a thing.
that was something.
That has been exciting. Okay.
special.
Hello. Boom boom.
Anywhere.
Oh, of course.
I can live with that.
So it's going to be 1 point for blue.
That's great.
That is pretty funny. So all of these cubes come back.
They don't die.
No, they don't. I'm actually okay with that. That actually isn't horrible. And then, well, from supply because or gene pool because nobody's died yet. Okay.
That's nice. That's funny.
This is crazy. I'll go ahead and Wanderlust. And as much as I would like to score the 3 points by putting the kelp forest over here, I think I'm actually going to put the kelp forest. So here's my thought process, right? If I place it over here, I would be able to place the snail there or there. It gives me another land that only I can survive on right now. But having that there allows Shrey. And maybe that's not the end of the world. Okay. Actually, that's okay. So I will go ahead and place that kelp forest there. I will put that. I'm already on the. Yeah. So I think I'll go there with it.
You score 1 point for the kelp forest?
Yep. And one there. And then in turn order, purple.
Flip the tile over.
Sorry.
Flip the one to left.
Thank you. Potion. Which? That's 10 points. Wait, 9. No. 4. Yeah, 10 points. If you place it there or there. Anyway, purple, do you wish to move into the kelp forest? You currently cannot survive there.
Yeah. I'll hold off.
All right. Do I wish to? I do. I will go ahead and go one there for sure. I can move from that, and that. And this tile isn't nearly as exciting anymore. I'll do that. I'm done. And now we go blue. You are there. Do you wish to?
I do not.
And brown, do you wish to?
Yeah. Do I do this one also?
Because you're already losing that tiebreaker, right?
But I like having more people further north. So.
Done? All right. That is Wanderlust. That's me. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I have all these pawns and I don't know what to do with them.
This is insane.
It's very strange.
It
mean, it
is,
makes
but I like it. I like it.
Absolutely no sense to go to any of these.
Correct.
And I want to start early, so I guess I'll do this?
Okay.
I don't know.
So I guess it's going to be there.
That's
2, 2, 1 again.
seems like the one.
Max
Yep.
of 2, 2, 1, yeah. Oh, okay. Good to know, Christopher. He says, and for those reading along in the rulebook, Kai being Chad's widow, by the way, has stated the text in the book for monotypic
Monotypic habitat?
Yeah,
that is in error. The card is correct. So do what the card says. Okay. All right, good.
Send me to Wanderlust, please.
And Wanderlust, which do you wish?
I will do the one that scores 10 points.
All right. So that
on that side.
okay. So that will go there. That's going to be 10 points for Brown to 17. And do you wish to place?
Yes, I do.
And where do you wish to place
Edge.
it? I mean, this gets you all the oceans down here.
Yeah.
That gets you out for future proofing because you already can survive on
Yeah,
those.
let's do
because
that.
of
Yeah.
There. Okay.
And which in order is.
And me. Do I wish to come down into the ocean? I elect not to. Thank you. You, however.
If I move 2. It's 2 versus 1 point.
Yeah.
So I'll move 2 from the from that one. Yeah.
Any from here?
Actually, you know what? I should. So I'll move 1 from there. Yeah.
So that total? Like that?
Yes. Done.
Okay. All right.
Why? Why did you do it that way? So that you can migrate further later?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
Yeah, he foregoes the extra points there
Yeah,
to
so
be
that
able
he
to
can
get
be- yeah,
onto.
yeah.
I guess
that
one of
makes
you
sense.
guys can come in here and take second place or first place,
Yeah.
and that would bump you to third place. But it's 3, 2, 1. It's not.
It's small points.
Yeah.
Right.
We done?
Yep. Oh, you're not taking the 5 migration one.
No need.
And she might be able to take it on her next turn.
Yeah, if it's still there.
Right. Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So that was your 3 moves.
Wait. I didn't want to move that one. Oh, mount's free again, so we'll just do the 2.
Okay. I will go and migrate. So it's going to be a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm good. Done. Ken?
Spread out.
Gotta watch out for those bird-like cephalopods. Oh, thank you. It's a land tile. So it has potentially 6 points.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting.
Hey, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Because that lets me also take another turn, right?
Sorry, Horace. Yes, it does. So
Okay.
which tile do you wish to place?
I'll take the land tile.
And place it where you wish.
Let's place it where I can actually move into it.
All right, so 6 points for purple.
No, 10. Oh, right, because this is
It's
an
a vent. Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
so right there, 6,
Yeah. forgot
up
about
to
that.
7. Done. And do I wish to move in there? You betcha. I will move in there. And
Oh, wait, no. Ken should have answered.
Yeah,
I
should go
apologize.
first,
You're
yeah.
right. Yes, you do.
I think I probably do want to move in there, even though it leaves Alyssa with the survival thing. I'll go ahead and do it.
You know what? I'll go there and there.
Nah.
No.
Okay. So no and no.
No.
All right. So Shrey, you're up.
No, I can I take
Another turn because of this.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
And so I don't know if I want to do tectonics or maybe migration.
Horse says I plan to only watch for the first refill before going to sleep. That's not going to work out.
So if I migrate, I could go 1, 2.
That is true.
I think that's what I'll do.
All right. Send me to the first evolution, please.
All right. So land.
Since you so gracefully vacated that.
All right. So 8 to 25 and 4 for orange to 12.
And then I do the bottom one, which is
And immediate tectonics, you can put it on a C-mount.
it's interesting. So I could do one of these.
Yep.
I don't think I want to do one of those. I could do this one also.
Correct.
I'm afraid of big points up here. That's what I don't like. So I'm going to do one of these. And
3 more points.
Yeah, assuming it's going to be up there, it'll be 3.
so Edward is winning, right? Or not? Is
Not really, but yes.
Edward is closer to you
Yeah,
than anybody
3,
else.
Yes. So everything comes off.
Right.
You go back on with one of them, and then
Yeah.
I can put one there.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
but then I won't survive there.
You do not have. I believe it's May.
Yeah, I
Hold on.
may.
Yeah.
I may, but
Oh, I don't know. Let me see the rule book. I think you must.
Yeah, it says place. It doesn't say
It doesn't
place.
say May. So a moment on that.
well, either way, I'm going to do it this side because I can survive on this one.
Okay.
So
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, I like that better.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
yeah.
Does it?
I
Does it make sense?
I don't like it, but I don't want him to die.
Okay.
My little crustacean dude.
You're killing me, Shrey.
It does say it says place, so it does not look like a choice.
Wow.
So yes. Oh yeah, we constantly forget to do this. That is true. Killing 2 on the reef.
Oh, we need to slide.
Oh yeah. So hold on. This will happen in a moment.
Yep.
So
Oh, it is a survival.
All right.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
all right. So nothing. There, and there. So it looks like purple has 4, blue has 3, brown has 1.
Yep.
So purple's going to get it. Purple's on 1, 2, 3 vents. 6 points.
Yay!
13, done.
And this is fertile. Select the tile occupied by at least one of your species. Gain VPs equal to the number of species on that tile belonging to all animals.
So, for instance,
What?
if you said coral, or the reef, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points.
Oh, got it. Okay, not the table.
Correct. Yeah. So there you go.
That would be a little.
You have to be there, but then count the number of cubes
I
and
hold
score
this
that
card?
many
You
points.
hold that
next
card
to-
until
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't,
It
or
doesn't-
just leave it.
Yeah.
Are there some events that say like if the holder is not really?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
so it
not.
doesn't really matter.
really
then.
doesn't.
Okay.
And now,
Now,
Alyssa is killing 2 on the reef, up to 2. You are currently on the reef.
I am.
Kill it dead. And we have our first deaths. Of
I
course.
like the way you think, Alyssa.
That gets me into second.
yeah.
I don't
That's
see
right.
any other way of getting myself into second.
All right, so my turn. I could score the mount. Mount is 2 cars on. Oh, 1 for every tile that. 1, 2, 3. That is far less exciting. It's only 3 points, but the Bountiful Harvest is still there. And it's hard to pass up. I think we will do that. So I will score Mount. I'm going to score this tile. It's 5 and 3. I have tiebreaker, so it'd be 5 for orange to 17 and 3 for blue to 13. I can choose either of those 2 cards. I'll choose Bountiful Habitat. Choose one of the 8 terrain types.
That's
Score each tile of that type. Land.
Do you see, Shrey, why that was a bad idea?
That, and that are the only 3 land tiles out there.
Yeah,
so that's
they
gonna
are.
be 8, 16, and 420
20.
for orange.
Yep.
20 to 37. And 4 for brown.
No, 8. No, more than 4 for brown.
8 for brown.
8 for brown, I apologize. And that card's
Right.
done.
New
and
card
new
is
card.
adaptability. No trigger.
Okay.
Swap an element on your animal with an element of a different type on Earth. So specifically from Earth to your
Yep.
element.
Yes, swap it.
And then while this card is in play, special pawns may bump opposing special pawns.
Okay, so special pawns can bump special pawns now. Okay. Normally they can't. All right, so that's me. Ken.
Do I care about?
This has been crazy, the way. But I also think that's a good thing, because this has played out completely different than every other game we've played of this so far.
Only animal present. That's nil. And the bottom one is gain 1 for every blue, which would be 2 points for me. That's terrible. Yeah, move an animal on Earth to another location.
Move an
That seems
Element.
I see a very funny one that you could do.
a funny one.
Yeah. I thought about doing it, but I don't have anywhere to score.
I don't know what the funny one would be.
Oh, I know
mean, I
what
guess-
I want to do now.
I guess the snail would be bad. Right? That one wouldn't be so great.
I thought the snail one would probably be the best.
Yeah.
Given one person's here and somebody's up
Whoa,
here.
whoa, one person? Hold on, look, Ken again.
No, I said here.
Yeah.
He's here.
Oh, God, come on.
So we'll score the seagrass.
So here, so
Yep.
that's 4 for purple.
2 for orange.
See, now you're around the
Oh,
corner.
Stop,
around
stop
the
with all
corner.
this noise.
Brutal around the corner.
Bottom 3 card, which one?
Taking niche construction, I see.
Yeah, that's the one.
Allow you to move 1 element from Earth to anywhere.
Let you compete with Shrey down here.
You're a terrible human being. Glory to Rome.
You could have put it further down next to the head of the head.
No, it's got to be on that. I don't think you can put. Oh, maybe you can.
I don't know if those are technically vertexes because they don't.
What?
There's
You could
no-
put
is
them out
there-
here.
is there an-
Absolutely, you could.
The far one?
I mean, it says open vertices, so
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could put anything like.
No, I'll just leave it there. I want to be
He's being-
friendly
he's being
about it.
nice.
Yeah,
He's being nice.
pretty friendly about it.
Right, yeah,
Come on,
draw.
survival event. Make it happen.
No survival events.
Or
Okay.
extinction is really what we're hoping
All
for.
right, this is invasive species. So when you activate it, return half of your eliminate species rounded up to your gene pool. So from the
So,
dead
there you
pool
go.
to your gene pool, half rounded up. And then when this card enters play,
You just
each,
got stuck. Go ahead.
each animal must eliminate one of their species on every tile that matches a terrain type in the competition section. Oh boy!
Read that again.
Each animal must eliminate one of its species on every tile that matches a terrain type in the competition section.
Every okay. So kelp
Kelp is
there and there.
So you guys can
On
one of
every?
those. No, one
every
every tile.
on every tile that matches a terrain type.
Oh wow! So
Are you kidding me? So that dies and that dies.
And
kelp
this
does.
tiles.
This is horrible. One on reef.
so everybody one of each.
Yeah,
of those
each of those. This is a horrible card. And seamount. I guess it'll be one of these.
Yep.
And women, each animal.
When
must
this card enters play, each
was great.
animal. Here.
Good job, me. It wasn't as good as if all the stuff on the land
Each
died,
animal
but
must eliminate one of
Almost.
its
Could have been
species
better.
every time. Oh, that is horrible.
Almost
And
better.
competition, to be clear, is this one right here. So kelp, reef, and that's terrible.
That was pretty rough.
God.
Ow!
That messed with my plans because I was planning on doing this card for a tile, and I was going to score this one, but now I'm not there, so I can't score that one. Or not
Oh,
score. I was
heck.
going to use.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I can get 4 points somewhere else.
Wow, that was nasty. Okay. And I was going to do the moving element, by the way. And I wasn't actually going to be offensive. I was
Right.
going to help myself
Right.
instead. But
yeah.
terrible human being. Okay.
Some of us have more elements on the board than others, so.
Yep. Because some of us haven't been able to put an element out in.
In a long time. Ever.
In millennium. Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to send me to this. Oh, this is my last one. Shoot. All right, I have to go to domination.
Okay. What one?
I should be pink, right? Or the
Yeah, I
worms.
think-
So what do I got?
1, 2,
One,
3,
2, no. 3.
4. Looks like
4
it's
times
4.
2 is
Yes,
8.
it's 8.
Times 2 is 8. Yep. Okay. And
Thank you.
oops, sorry about that. My bad. Okay. Alyssa.
Yeah.
Wow, that was nasty.
That's what invasive species will do.
Yeah. Checks out.
But stupid coral reef died. Can't score sand. I can't score ocean.
You could kill things on a mount somewhere.
Could kill one thing on a mount.
Check that. Could theoretically do 3, but there's only 1.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, I don't really see what to do.
You could always retrieve.
I could.
Because that speeds up the end of the round, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to retrieve.
Okay, you are blue.
Yep.
And you have the blue
Plankton, yeah.
plankton one. Okay. That wasn't me trying to,
No.
yeah, not meta, just, I'm
no.
just not doing that. Here's the thing. I'm looking at the cards, like theoretically, swap an element on your animal with one, tempting, but
Then you don't have blue, though, right?
right, which kind of like it.
That's nice, yeah.
Blue's pretty good right now.
So right now, let's see, who dies for me? Who is those? Those the only,
And
that. Okay. So I could migrate
Yeah.
to protect them, but is it worth
And you got to use your special
right
to do
because
it. But
to break the rule
yeah.
because I've already placed down here.
Yep.
I could score. This is 3 points for me. This is the only
But then
animal.
you're risking an extinction, right?
That's 3 points, right?
Not worth it.
This is 7 points. Swap an element. I really don't think I want to do that. And what's the invasive species?
Return half of your dead pool.
Which
to
is
your
only
gene
2.
pool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not worth it. I don't think retrieving makes sense. You know what? What the hell? I think as crazy as it sounds, I think I will actually migrate, which is everything. They can go 2. So I'll just do this top to bottom there. The ocean is nice to be able to score all of them, which I technically could still, so I think I'm done. I think it's just that. Done. Ken.
I'll do domination. I'm going to do sponges.
Yeah. See, that's why I was going to do that, but
I couldn't because I'm only on 1.
yeah, I'm on 2.
I was
on
going to
3 if that card.
I
doesn't
was
come
moving
out,
the
I could-
sponges up there.
So what's your number?
Big 3. Big 3.
Yeah.
And what's your special ability? Take another turn, right? Wait, when you retrieve, do everything.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't like my options, but this will at least gets me 7 points total. So send me to the sand evolution,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll do these 3-2 over there,
So 3 for brown, 2 for orange,
and then we'll run
team game over your
this one. Is it select all? No, this one.
VPs were your only animal.
No, where's the one I'm thinking of? Is it this one? Oh yeah, select your tile occupied by at least one of your species, gain VP equal to the number of the species. So we'll do
4.
4 more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that 44 or 43?
43.
Okay.
All right. There's no speciation or extinction. It is soul radiation. On each tile you occupy, return X species there to the owner's gene pool, where X equals the slot this card occupies. So
That's going to be in slot 5. So if somebody does it, return 5 cubes on every tile you occupy. Even your own, if you have to return that many.
To the owner's gene pool.
Right.
which
Which would basically
Clear off the board.
would clear the board.
whoever, depending on who.
If I took it, all those, that,
All of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then while this card is in play, all evolution scoring is half
halved.
rounded up.
Fun times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Fun times. There's that word again. All right.
Species 8.
On whatever
The magic
you want.
one. Yep.
Blue or yellow or
Yeah, we're going to species 8 on.
Good luck, Ned. Or move to the Boston area. We have pretty good.
What do I get on kelp? I get 2 on kelp.
On kelp is 2. Yes.
Reef is 2.
Yep. And grass is 2.
So we'll do it on the algae here.
Okay.
It's 2 there, 1 there.
Yep.
2 there.
What happens if we're tied when a survival event
Then
comes
nobody
up?
gets it.
I don't like that.
right. That's the only one where food chain doesn't break tie.
I think it specifically says on the card, right?
Yeah,
It does. All right. Let's give away some points. Since I can't dominate, I will go and score ocean. I choose this one, so it'll be 2 for brown, 1 for orange. And I'll go ahead and do monotypic habitat. So it's 1, 2.
That's it. 3.
I thought there was a third.
There was, but
Oh, so 3 points.
Yep.
Well, that's far less exciting because I don't want to swap. I don't want to get those 2 back. I don't think. Is it worth?
You get 2 of your species back.
You know what? I think I will. Yeah,
There.
there. I'll just take 2 of these back from the dead pool and move me back 3 points.
All right, and
Okay.
we have survival. So it's still 5 to 4.
No, it's 4 to 4, isn't it?
1,
4 to
2,
4.
3, 4.
Ah,
1, 2,
miscounted.
3, 4, and 1. So nobody gets survival. No score. This is
Annoying.
the 1 point food chain does not impact.
So this is fecundity. Place up to 1 new species from your gene pool onto every tile that contains 1 of your species. So
Boom, boom, boom.
this
boom,
is the
boom,
rabbits
boom, boom.
one, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But in this case,
It's just a whole bunch of fish.
A whole oodles of fish. So that was
Many
me.
schools of fish.
Ken.
I guess there's some minor argument for tectonics.
I mean, once you start getting into the 4, I mean, it's double digits, and you know,
Yep.
you get up to 6. It can be a significant amount of points.
Yep.
That's why.
If I were survivable on that tile, I'd feel a lot better about it. I'll
But it-
migrate instead.
Okay.
Yep. So there. There.
Okay. Shrey.
I must retrieve.
And now, already retrieved, it stays there.
So I'll point out that I've retrieved fully twice. Well, 2 of you haven't retrieved it at all.
You're doing a great job with retrieving.
Oh, I also
that.
got the pink.
And that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Alyssa.
What just happened? Oh, wow.
He killed on the kelp, just beep.
I mean,
All
some
right.
some people have a higher score than other people. I just want to point that out.
I will retrieve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there. Done. And now, here momentarily, you're going to see the first retrieval. Let me see the back of the rulebook, please.
I will also retrieve.
All right, so move the marker over.
When does your power happen?
Right. So he's going to take another turn.
After?
I would say after the receipt event.
What does it say?
It says immediately.
I would say the reseed happens first.
Because it's...
Well, check the. This is a card reference. What's it called?
What's it called?
Hadopelagic.
Bless you. It occurs before the reseed takes place before your next.
Okie
turn.
doke.
All right, so
I
here we
like
go.
that.
All right, first off, remove all elements from Earth that are surrounded by exactly 3 vent tiles. So, for instance, if there was a vent here and a vent here, that sun would die. But there are none of those, so okay. Regression would happen. If there were cubes here, there are not. Then drop, 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 drop. Obviously, none of that happens. Those go away. These will go away.
And we're looking for 16 total here.
For a 20 checks out. All the cubes move over. And then Ken takes his first. Normally it would then be Shrey's turn because you begin again. Not in turn order, but it begins the next player who triggered the reseed. But as it is, Ken gets to do this. So we'll go there, there, and there.
Mount and
Sand, mount for killing. And that those do matter for the order. These do not. So 5 of these. There you go.
Ugh.
And these come out in a certain order. So let's see. There's a land. Bumps kelp up. Then grass. Then sand. So real quick, let's run through for everybody at home since it's the first time. And there you go. All right. So top ones. There we go. For the top 3 and moving on down. That's what we have for everything. All right. Cool. Ken, you're it.
Now I want to do all the things.
Have a good night, Rocky. Thanks for hanging, and good luck to Irene for that.
Yeah, good luck to Irene. Okay.
dissertation defense.
Oh,
like,
good luck.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big one.
That's-
That's the final step for your PhD, right?
Yeah.
We moved on from the Frappuccino to Gin Matcha. You realize you keep sliding over there.
I do.
All right. I'm not going to think about it too much.
All right, so
Abundance. And
Need to
where
read
do
the
I
water
want to
over here.
go? What's going to give me the
right,
most?
yeah, so yeah.
So if I went like there. Let's try it.
Yeah, this abundance, they don't really excite me too much.
Well, now that the really awesome
Well,
one's
there's a
gone.
green out though. We both have the kelp.
Yep.
No, I'm just gonna go to adaptation and take one of the worms.
Can't even do it. All right,
Sorry.
there we go.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Big,
Okay.
big
Or the
scoring.
kelp tiles, score me 7.
Seems kind of selfish, but whatever. And 2
Which
or
of the
lower.
bottom two would you like?
Which one's
Take
this?
carbon cycle, it scores me 1 for every plankton. I think it's 5. 4.
I count 4.
4.
I count 4.
Yep.
There's 4 right there. Yep.
All right.
And what did that remove?
That was the clear the plankton.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, what do we have?
We have a survival card, which is
2, 4, 5, 2, 4.
Yep.
Purple's got it. Purple's on 1, 2, 3, 6 points.
all right. This is population explosion. Select a tile. Place X species from your gene pool onto that tile, where X is the number of all species already present.
So choose this tile, 4, for instance, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That was you.
Oh,
right?
you know what? Hold on. Because evolution's halved.
Good point.
That's
Yes.
good fun.
Good call. Rounded up, right?
Yeah. So I lost
This is the anti-dominant or aegis theme in that regard. I really want to do that, but that doesn't help me, and that's so frustrating. Trying to get that, and that doesn't work. Wanderlust is not terribly exciting this round. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, because we had that event that took the green tokens off the first time, and then we just spent forever in the first reseed. Green has really been underutilized, so
I support this.
I bet. This may have an impact on my choice of adaptation.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
Done.
Good.
Yep.
Okay, so if I adapt to pink, it gives me 1, 2, 5 more places I can go. If I adapt to blue, it gives me 1, 2,
I see 3.
3 more places I can go. I think pink's probably right.
And Shrey?
Things I want to do, but I don't want to move too far, and I want to get. I don't want to move too fast down the tree, but I
Yep.
also don't want to miss out on opportunities that.
There's the rub.
You know, if you feel free to bump me from here.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because your regular can
Yeah.
bump regular.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
If you want to spend a little more time and smell the flowers up in the adaptation area.
No, send me to migration 5.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay.
Send the 2 open ocean down. Spread them out. Yeah, spread them like that.
That
And then
makes
two.
sense.
one of this into there.
There's 3. 2 left.
4. And that's it.
Okay. Melissa.
Catch up.
Scoring grass.
Yep. So this is actually giving purple 2 points.
Or
and,
4.
Nope, 2 because it's
Halved.
still halved.
Fair point, and 1 for me. Okay.
And as much as I'd love to be Agent of Chaos and pull solar radiation down, which would pretty much clear the entire middle of the board, I'm going to pull fecundity.
And
Yeah.
put a cube everywhere you have a cube.
Yep.
Oh,
That seems good.
all right.
All right, and Shrey.
I don't want to
Refill.
see what this is. Damn. Four in a row.
And,
I lose this guy.
Okay, so extinction happens first.
yep. It's the only one I
Good try.
know of.
All right,
Oh,
so
mass
just
exodus.
look at your own and make sure you're somewhere you can survive.
Pretty sure I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, mass exodus.
Select a tile. Move all species there onto one or more adjacent tiles. So that's
Okay.
the one where you pick a tile and everything vacates.
Everything, including you.
All right.
Well, all of a sudden, do I do that defensively or offensively, I guess? I don't think I need to worry too much about that. I think I stay on target. I will adapt. Oh, wrong. You're right. Yeah. I will do this. I'm not going to do the special ability. I'm just going to take that.
All right.
Ken?
Well, my plan was to speciate. And I still probably want to do that, but boy, now that Alyssa is in the lead for the vents, maybe I want to speciate differently.
And this is back-to-back. Chad Jensen. Streams.
All right.
This and Urban Sprawl.
Oh, yeah.
And just go.
1, 1, and 1.
Sigh. What is that? 4, 5, 6, 8 points. With this card and with that, it's like a total of 13 points. That sucks. I could still get 6 points anyway. Give Ken 4. I don't mind giving Ken 4. All right. Evolution. First one. Land. So we'll do this one, obviously. So
I
Katie
score
for
4, Shrey gets 2.
Yep.
Nope. I just pulled that. Or no, I didn't. Sorry.
So 4 and 2. I like that. That's way better since I'm not scoring that.
And then I run the bottom card where I'm alone, which is only 3 now.
1, 2, 3.
So
6
6.
more.
6 points. Yep.
Pretty good.
I forget. Who's in first?
All right. It is a survival.
Survival.
So that's
Okay.
Tied.
Yep. No points.
symbiotic. Your animal.
6 and yeah. Okay.
Your animal and animals that have fewer elements than yours gain 1 random element from the bag.
So if Ken have fewer,
Fewer, yeah.
Yes.
so if Ken or Alyssa gets it, nobody else gets it.
Right. But if you guys got it,
Then
listen, I would
three,
each
right,
get
exactly.
a random.
Yep.
A random element. Whatever. But
It's better than no
it
element.
is. I suppose it is better than no element.
Just saying. All right.
It's going to dominate green for 3, I think.
This element there is 1, 2,
more
3.
than
That's
one.
it. Yeah, it is more than one. Checks out.
Sort of like my play with sponges.
Yeah, I could, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do. Oh God, this is terrible. So that is still down here, so I have to go below that still if I want to. Man. Yeah. I think I will do that. I will. Will I? No. Not yet. Maybe I do speciate. I really wasn't planning on it, but I think maybe I do. And C mounts are 3, huh? This is frustrating. I will go there, and I will, yeah. That'll be 4 and 3 respectively.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna put all of those out. Let me double check, just because of migration,
Yeah. You can go
right?
across
Yeah,
the whole.
but mass exodus is there. That makes me nervous. And we are, you know what? Just gonna do 2.
Ooh.
Wrong dish. Done. You're up, Ken. Hey.
Okay.
You hush.
I will
Down there.
speciate on sponge.
That one I'm assuming.
Yeah, so it's 5, I think.
1, 2, and 2. Yeah. Max.
That is a
Shrek.
busy smoker.
It is.
Ridiculously so.
A lot of methane, right? And there are things that can just live off of methane down there,
Yeah.
right?
Evolution sand. So giving you points now that you just
sure are.
jumped in there.
3.
So you
Rounded
have
up.
2
and I
and
get right.
1.
Okay.
Now, my conundrum is I could do this one and get a bunch of cubes out, or I could mass exodus and do something more fun. Those are my choices.
I vote on the most fun because that's not
probably
going to
won't-
affect
probably
me a
won't
lot.
impact you.
It's not gonna, because the place I have the most
Yeah.
cubes,
Shrey's not moving
Shrey's
stuff.
not gonna
Yeah.
do that.
I
so
think
Right, but you can murder all 3 of your land.
he could. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there.
I like that idea a lot, actually.
Right. I try to understand who is winning this. It's tricky because of there isn't a lot of endgame points.
There's a lot of cubes down
There
here.
is.
I'm just saying.
There are.
On those, that one is gonna. I mean, it's gonna score a total of 1 point when it scores.
Yeah.
Which one?
That one right there,
Double
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's also the survival, getting you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not getting us anything because we keep tying for it. So it doesn't.
If you're tied, I'm fine, but
Yeah.
Well, you're not tied now.
No, we are not tied now.
We won't be tied if he moves it.
right. But I would.
But it will remove a vent that
Yeah,
that's
y'all
true.
are on.
Yeah.
So
pushes
there's
the points
that.
down.
Just saying, if you're gonna point mine out, I'm gonna point yours
No,
out.
yeah. That's right. I love this play though. That's a really great idea.
I'm sure you do.
Think about the points you could potentially get if you just add a few more cubes to vents,
Yeah.
right?
Get in the vent gate.
Could be really good.
See, and like getting everything out of here is where does it go? Right here is uninteresting. Here is I don't
You
think.
move purple can. They can all survive.
Yeah.
I think just about.
Well, actually, no. They.
Yeah.
I
because
can
of
purple
the-
to the
Purple cannot survive here. Right?
Okay, and blue can't
So-
survive there,
So I can
Yeah.
do that.
You could.
but I can survive.
But then you're attacking down here.
Right.
instead of up here.
Well, he could move mine onto here and those die. Potentially, because
Why
I don't
would they?
have those. I don't have anything on that vent.
Oh.
I have no food on that vent. So look, I'm also pointing out where my cubes would die.
Yeah, this is also a defensive measure because I don't want that happening to me.
Right.
Because here or here.
there. So we're definitely doing mass exodus. I just see this is where I don't know how to play the game well enough. Like whether I should do this because Edward is winning or
Close to you,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
but this is affecting more people. So I feel like I want to affect more people.
Here's the other thing to keep in mind. Unless that card, the next card you pull over, is an extinction event, in which case mine will die, I promise you my next action
Right,
is to migrate.
Right.
And so you just get me off that land temporarily.
No, I'm just going to do that. So these will go. So they don't have to go one or more adjacent tiles. Right?
You choose where they go from each tile.
So there and
There, and then I
Yeah.
assume
Yes.
there.
all right.
That was nasty. And now what do we have?
Of course. Of course.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
See?
Disease. Each animal that has more elements than yours loses one element of its choice.
Okay.
While this card is in play, animals lose one VP whenever one of their endangered species is eliminated.
Endangered
boy.
species.
Yep.
So if you lose something from a extinction event, you lose a point per cube you lose. Keep that in mind.
Noted.
Alyssa.
I just want to push evolution more so we can get a survival
Uh-huh.
event, but I have other priorities, unfortunately.
Well, you're winning, so I don't know if that... I'm pushing the game, right? How many cards are left?
Like, should I count?
Yeah, that's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So the game could end in 3 cards, or
No,
the
no,
round. The round, at the end of that round.
Right.
Right. Well, no, someone has to take the asteroid. So, yeah.
So you do not want the special one?
Oh, I do. Yeah,
'Cause
so I can
that'll
use
let
this-
you to-
Let me recall.
Yeah.
That'll be 3 points for blue. I got you. Okay, and boo. Purple. Do you want to move into the seamount?
Nope.
Orange. Do you want to? I mean, I'm in third right now. Blue. And brown is not adjacent to it. Done. Okay. I had a plan. Do I stick with the plan?
Is the one where specials can bump specials still in play?
Yes.
Oh,
Only
but
opposing specials.
do you get to
Oh,
take
you get another turn.
I'll get another turn.
'Cause
So I'm
Wanderlust.
taking-
No,
so-
so you take them all back.
Yeah, that's what I recall.
Okay.
Your blue.
And you got blue, the green and blue?
Green, blue.
All right, cool. And that will make my decision very easy. I will take the blue. Here, for all the blues, I am 1, 2, 3, 4. Times 2 is 8.
Looks right.
Done.
Okay. What's our tile here?
Nope, thank you.
Yeah,
Land time.
that seems right.
It's 3 points if you place it up north.
So let's go Wanderlust. Place that land tile.
Okay.
Place it there.
So that's 2 points, because still rounded down for solar radiation.
No, that's only evolution scoring.
Check that. 3 points.
Did you give, or that's it? Did you give me 3?
I did,
Okay.
because I forgot about it.
I don't know. Like that one's already.
Yeah,
Is
that,
it even gonna
that
matter?
makes sense, because that one will already have a sun. Sure.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And then that lets me take another turn, which I will
Oh,
use.
hold on. Wanderlust. Purple, do you want to move in there?
Yeah, I do.
Blue, do you want to move in there?
No.
Okay, now you may take your second turn.
And I will do the
Okay.
all migrate all.
I would suggest start on one side and go to the other.
Yeah. So pretty sure I want to do that. I need to do that. And then one more will give me a window. And these all need to move somewhere. Boy, that's boring though. To just have them all in that seagrass meadow is so sad. That's better than them being dead, I guess. I think that's it. That's it.
Shrey.
Yeah. I'm going to speciate. I'm just not sure which one. So it's either this for here, or
right there.
it's... Oh, yeah. Oh, I could do any.
Yeah.
Right, of
Follow
course.
your heart.
I could...
Unless you wish to
I
bump
could-
somebody.
If Ken was there, Ken is there, so I could bump him so
You could bump me.
he doesn't get a special thing in, like...
Well, I mean, then I could just go score.
Right.
That is a true statement because his lowest is
Yeah.
right
Is there.
there. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we do that, so then I should stick with my...
Pick an element on Earth, right?
So many options. I want to get a lot of stuff out because I don't have a ton of stuff out there right now. So,
I so know what I'm doing. Don't screw it up. Don't you dare
what does
screw
Kelp
it
get?
up.
Kelp gets 2?
Kelp
Gets
is,
2.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I get 2, 1, and 1. That doesn't seem particularly great. So I could do 3, 4, and 2. Let me see, 4.
Gets a lot of cubes out.
But it gets them down an area I'm not particularly thrilled about.
Well,
That's
beggars can't be choosers. The more cubes you put out, the worse the location, right?
Yeah.
Tends to be.
Yep. And migrations. Oh, that's what I want to do. Right. Sorry, I had other plans, and now
Ooh,
I remember
that's a
what
fancy
I
one.
wanted to do.
10 points.
Yeah, we will do the pink over here. So I'm gonna do 4,
That one.
3,
4, 3, and 2.
2.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Alyssa.
I don't really want either of the abundances. Could speciate.
I would support you putting that sponge out.
Yeah, I don't think so though.
Yeah.
I would support you putting that sponge
Yeah,
out.
we'd all be fine with it.
Here we go, sponge. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah, no. Ah. Ken has to recall, but then he gets another turn. And then Shrey has to recall. Edward has got a couple turns before he does.
Up to.
Up to. Although you're down here, so you have probably one more turn.
Probably. Although if I figure out a way to dominate something else, right? And you can always add to what you have,
Right.
right? Keep that in mind. Because protection, points, etc. Speciate on plankton, right? You said?
Yeah.
Which one are you choosing? Sea mounts are 3. Yes. Mounts are 3.
Meadows 2.
Meadow is 2.
And the vent's 1.
Or seagrass is 2. And what?
The vent
Vent's
is
1.
1.
That makes
Yep.
us tied again, right?
I believe so. 7 to 7. Nope, 7
No.
to
No, don't worry about counting it, yo. We're going to go kelp.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to go.
That was my other action that I was considering.
Yes! All right. Well, good news. You get half.
3 and 2.
So you get 4 and I get 2.
2.
And we're going to do some solar radiation.
Which one?
On every tile where I am, kill 2 things. Because it's in slot 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
2 things? Just
Yeah.
2 total species.
Two total species. So here, we'll do like this. There. There. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5. Okay, hold on. 4,
It's
5,
7 to
6,
8.
7, 8.
Yeah, so
Yep.
if you got to kill 1 and 1 if you want, but you can't force a tie.
But killing 1 and 1 puts me in the lead, at least on that, which really doesn't mean a whole lot.
No.
So done. I killed there, killed there. Here.
Just a bunch of Shrey.
That'll be
remaining.
you,
Hey,
and
that's
that'll
so
be
mean.
you to there. That'll work.
And,
missed that one.
I don't want to point it out, but they will point it out.
I'm sure you want to kill that.
Yeah. Fair point. Let the bodies hit the floor. And that was partially defensive, right?
Okay.
Glory to Rome.
Woo!
Hey, buddy. Yeah, it was making sure y'all didn't do it to me.
That was a full-on
I
zap.
seriously considered doing it. It was just too
That was
far
the
down.
right
Is anybody on spots where they can't survive?
Yeah, we have survival.
Extinction.
Extinction.
Oh, that's
Oh
good.
no, there's
You're
Hassan.
fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I'm good.
No, I die here.
Yes, you do.
Oh, what a shame.
All right, go.
I am heartbroken for you.
The card is biomass. Eliminate one species on each tile that contains more species and elements.
Okay, so what that card says. So, for instance, take a look at that. There's one element. There are 3. Kill 1 species.
Yep.
Not just period, because there are more. Right?
Yep.
All right, cool. That was me. Ken, you're up.
I'm gonna retrieve.
Okay, you
and then I will get an action.
You are purple, and what specials do you have? You have this one and this
Sun and Sponge.
I literally have the most useless trait
which was
possible.
What is-
Because I'm protected from regression. We haven't had a single thing in regression the whole game.
what? Oh my, yeah, that's, well, you couldn't have known how that was going to play out.
Yeah, true.
But it's funny.
I don't think funny means what you think it means.
All right, now you get to take
Abundance.
because you're trait.
Abundance could be something I would do. Abundance. But then other people get to act after me. That's lame. Oh no, that's actually totally safe. All right, cool. We'll do that.
Yellow. What? They all have yellow. Oh, you have yellow. You don't have green. Never mind.
All right, Shrey.
I need to retrieve, including
And-
B pink.
No, and
Oh wait,
including-
purple retrieved. Brown retrieved.
So there. You said the pink one?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, no.
I support this actually.
Well, now it's tied again, right?
I get to put one out
Yeah.
You were
Why is it
blue?
tied?
Yep.
because I get to put one out from the Deadpool,
Oh,
and I score 10 points.
White.
Right.
Because next to
'Cause it's
3
next to
events,
3.
so
Oh.
or 4 total. Yeah, that checks out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the only reason it went there and not.
Is the
after I
half
moved.
scoring dead?
Yeah.
No, that's gone. Okay, so we're back to normal.
Yeah, otherwise I would have gone after
yep.
Edward after that ridiculousness of last turn. But
I don't know what you.
I would have absolutely supported that. That would have been amazing.
We're gonna reset it.
So let's walk through this again.
Not sure how I feel about that.
All right. So nothing's in regression. That drops. That drops. These wipe here, Ken.
Yep. And these wipe too,
And
right?
those will wipe.
Wanderlust.
Yep. And then these will wipe. And obviously that stays there, and whatever is filled there is, well, it's
Can be
filled
bumped.
there.
Can be bumped
Yeah.
by.
Could be.
That was,
Theoretically.
I was about to do Wanderlust and put out one of those pinks, but
Not now.
nope.
Well, I mean, I couldn't dominate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got grass, land, and kelp. 2 on land could get nasty, theoretically, but not really yet. 5, 4, and 5. All right, so
Snail, sponge, worm.
beef and kelp. All right, there we go.
And Ken's turn.
And Ken's turn. And we
Yep.
reset. Yep. Okay.
Well, I was already thinking I'd speciate on sponge.
So it doesn't matter yet, but just I want to point this out. If you take adaptation
Oh, I know,
and
yeah.
you take the green, you better also go here, or the next reseed you're going to lose that, unless you're Alyssa, I guess.
Nobody's taking that.
Wasn't considering it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to. Hey, I'm trying to be thorough here. All right.
I suppose there's a small issue with that one for me and Shrey.
If they fall, if it drops,
If it
sure.
drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the next reseed. Yep. Gotcha.
But I think I'm going to speciate instead. I'm going to stay with my plan and just do three little cubes.
Shrey?
Little cubes.
3 little cubes.
Yeah, just in uninteresting areas.
Yep.
Abundance. I wouldn't mind getting more worms out there, but the game's moving quickly, and I don't necessarily want to start from all the way at the top. But I will. All right, abundance, and give me the pink.
Wow, you are leaning into that hard, aren't you? Oh, never mind.
No,
Abundance.
it goes on the
my
board.
bad, my bad.
Um,
Yeah.
I'll let you
Yeah, I think it's going to
decide its fate.
or
You know what? We really don't need that many. Everybody can see. Go ahead and sort them.
Yep, I got you.
I could put it over there.
Might as well put them. Let's see.
Yeah, no, let's put it over here.
Okay. And Alyssa.
I'm going to score the reef, which gives purple 6 points.
Yep. And then 3 for blue, 2 for brown, and bottom 2 cards.
Yep, so I'm just taking population explosion. I'm going to pick here, so I get to put 8 cubes on that.
Right on
It's
the
a
reef.
nice central space
Yeah.
to begin your population explosion.
Or you know what? Actually, I take that back. I'm going to put 8 on.
That's so brutal.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That seems better.
Ah, I don't like it.
All right,
That was fantastic.
we have a elimination
Extinction.
which I don't.
But I'm sure now that I've
think
actually
anything-
won
We
this,
just did it.
Yeah, I don't think much has changed because you can survive there,
I
so
can
you're
survive.
good.
Trophic Cascade. Select a tile. Remove X elements from the tile where X equals the slot this card occupies.
Wow, that could be really
What?
nasty. That tile and boom, boom, boom. Oh, that could be nasty.
It could.
Because
It
at the end of the game, we
could.
do a final elimination, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right, so I am going to adapt. Done. Just gonna. Ken?
Oh, I didn't like that. That didn't go the way I didn't like it. So I was gonna do Wanderlust. It's still 10 points. And the question is, do I trigger an extra turn? I feel like an extra turn is basically always good.
I imagine it's not bad. In a worker placement game, taking extra actions, it just in general, I would say, is probably good.
Yep. So we'll do that.
So putting the ocean down here,
Yep. We'll go ahead and put
it's 10 points.
pink on there since that's a viable,
here.
habitat for
How
me.
much of your massive amount of? Oh no, you're purple. Oh,
Yeah,
you don't have
purple,
as
do
many.
you wish to move in?
Yeah, I'll move one in.
Interesting. So does I wonder if
Orange.
Edward. Yeah. You're blue.
Nah,
so,
I'll
yeah.
stay where I'm at.
So you could and get the
Yeah, but I'm already down here, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah, it would take a little bit.
And Brown, do you wish to?
Yeah, so move 2 in.
From here?
Yeah.
I assume not this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
okay.
definitely.
All right. And flip. And that was you, Ken, right? And take another turn.
I know, so I'm super tempted then to just keep going and do that super migrate again. That's such a good one. Just have to think about what I would do with it, but I can think of some things. Yeah, let's do that. So that for sure. That. That.
That. That.
No, abandoning.
That. That.
Done? Shrey.
I kind of want to do that, but I'm going to do that instead. Adaptation. Sorry, speciation on the worm. And I'm going to pick this one right here, and 2 on the kelp. Is it?
Yep.
2
yes.
kelp, yep.
Score the vent for 1 point.
Which one?
And we're going to take Traffic Cascade.
Oh.
Select a tile. Remove up to 5 elements from that tile
Do the
because
center
it's in
one.
the
Do the
5th.
center one. It's more fun.
Right, the center one, but up and around the center one. I think we're going to kill these 3.
That's not nice.
It's definitely not nice for me.
Okay. So those are the 3 elements that died. Okay.
Okay. It is a survival or a extinction.
Extinction. Oof.
Yeah.
So
and,
all of these
Yeah, all
die
of them,
because
yeah.
there's no elements next to them. you
what
go.
about these? Do you have a snail?
I do.
Ken does
No.
not.
Oh. And
That was-
those die also.
They sure do.
And anything here? Some,
I'm good, 'cause I have a
yeah,
green.
okay. Predator.
Oh,
that was
that was
was terrible.
filthy. Oh, that was filthy.
I was pulling for the survival of it, but apparently they don't exist anymore.
All right, Predator. Eliminate 1 opposing species on each tile you occupy.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
That's nice.
Okay.
I'll get into this mean ones. The ones early were kind of nice, not too mean. It's getting mean all of a sudden.
Okay.
There's 4 cards left.
Okay. So it could be any of those. Wow. Okay. Things have changed. I have to do that.
God, that was just awful.
I just had to do it to get. I didn't want anybody else messing with it.
That was something.
Wow.
Wow, I really. This is frustrating. That's 3 actions to do it that way. So I have snails here. And I have snails up there, but I think we go there. All right, so help me out here. Kelp is
2.
2, 3, and 2.
That's the ticket.
Okay. 2, 3, and
And
2.
Kelp's 2.
Oh, sorry. Went
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah.
Got it backwards. Okay, done. Ken. That was nasty.
Got to do something. I'm way back here.
Is this a must?
Always must.
What does it say?
Swap an element on your animal with an element on Earth, a different element on Earth, so you can't even not do it.
Yeah. Who wants to do that?
On your animal.
With a different one on
Okay,
Earth.
yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So you'd have to lose one.
Yeah.
Unless you had to double, but you didn't double up anything.
Blurg.
Killing 3 on kelp. Why me?
Why not you?
That's as good of an answer as any, I suppose. Okay.
I'll leave the tempting choice to score that kelp to
Yeah. Well, I can't right now.
Sure.
But
to Alyssa.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nasty.
I mean, I considered scoring that kelp, but I don't want to run the adaptability.
No, that ability is
No.
not great.
If I had another one I could throw away, I wouldn't mind, but I really don't want to do that.
I mean, let's face it, Trey. You're hoping for like big dominance points when you score the. I see.
It'll
I see,
have that's
see
part
where
of
you're
the
at.
scoring.
Okay.
I need to get more species out, I think. So I'd have to use my special for that if I wanted to.
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
No, you have a power that lets you bump. Other.
No, but I'm all the way at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So-
yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
defi- you
because he's
definitely-
here, he
you
can't go
definitely
there,
would.
there, or there because to the
definitely
right,
would.
below.
Right.
Right, yeah. That makes sense. Finally. Sheesh. He's fine, too. He's just wants attention. Which is fair.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give him some love after the stream. Talking about Lincoln.
And mount.
I got a minute, so I'm going to go. I'll be right back.
Mount is these, which I'm not in, and then sand. I can just do sand, and then.
Okay.
All right, fine. Let's do sand. So send me to so evolution sand, and there's only one sand, so Edward
Edward's
gets
3, you get 2.
and it's everything from here. Eliminate one species on each.
Tile contains more species than elements. Good, good, good. I assume this is purple.
Wait, no,
Yep.
hang on. I may not be running it.
Oh, okay.
Each of you, so this is also reasonable to do because it's defensive. Your animal and each animal that have fewer elements than yours.
Right, Edward would lose
Right.
one of its choice.
And if I run this in, Edward loses one. But if someone else runs it, then I lose.
Yeah.
If one of you run it, then I lose one.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose one. So I'm just going to do this one as defensive.
All right, so Edward has to lose one of his abilities. We'll put this over here to remind ourselves.
And it is a survival.
Finally.
So,
So I'll take, one of them died off, so now I get 3 points.
all right, this is habitat. Remove one element from Earth that matches a special pawn you don't control. Oh wow! So you just okay, and then take one element from the drawback that matches a special pawn you do control and place it on Earth. So basically, if I don't have the green one, so if I ran this, I could remove a green
Right.
and then take a pink because I control pink, put it on the board. That's kind of
Yep.
nice.
I'm just pulling back.
As a defensive measure, I ran the card that's in front of you.
So you must
You lose a.
lose one of your elements.
Purely defensive.
Warrior to Rome! That'd be 4.
But which one? That's the
Yeah, I don't
question.
know. I think.
It's got to be the blue, right?
Oh,
no, there's only one sponge on the board.
yeah, there's only one sponge, so it's gonna have to be that.
And the card that came out is the remove one element of a special that you don't have and put one element from the board and put an element from the bag.
So in other words, put a snail out there and
Yeah,
take
exactly.
off a
Yeah.
green type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, gotcha.
and we have 3 cards left here.
All right. Well, it's like I said, it's random.
coming.
Somewhere in there. All right. Alyssa,
I passed.
Oh, you retrieved?
retrieved.
Okay. Well, that kind of messes me up.
Oh. Only Ken and Alyssa can run a domination for for the hydrothermal. Is that specifically the geyser?
No, it's just
Yeah.
a vent.
It's a vent.
It's
So
a vent.
It's just a vent. It's just,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, that definitely messed me up. Kind of like being able to do that. So we don't have. Yeah, interesting. So I could bump specials right now. Don't think I need to though.
It would be an absolute pleasure if you were to choose to do that.
I'll go there for. Nope. Man, I don't want that. I can already. Both y'all look good there already. That helps both of you. Golly, this is frustrating. Don't want to do. Oh, yeah. So the order of operations on this. I hate doing it, but. There, and I'll take it back.
Wow.
Oh, wait, sorry. No, wrong. That's out here.
Yeah.
It's going there.
Okay.
Or is it?
You
Wait.
could go to adaptation and take it. If
No,
you,
I know. No. I wanted to go. So hold on real quick. Purple, no. Shrey could. Shrey's not gonna. Alyssa could. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna leave that there and I'm gonna go there. And I'll take that. Done.
Since you're not taking advantage of the special power, you could go into the other slot just to block it.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Ken, you're up.
But yeah, the whole swapping a element doesn't feel particularly interesting or strong. I don't know.
It came in useful once in our other
Okay.
play.
Interesting, new pod. All right, Ken.
All right. Do that. I'll score the vent.
So 1 point for blue.
And 2 points for. Right? It's just 1 point for
Just
blue.
1
yeah.
point for
this
vent.
one.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it's probably this one.
Which one is this one?
One opposing species in each tile you occupy.
Okay, start killing.
You're
Just
a
drop 'em right there.
Bad person.
There you go. Not that you notice, but
No, an awful lot of blue here.
Wow.
I support this. Well done.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And what do we got?
We get it's the asteroids. So do we run these both now?
Yeah, we run them both now.
So I'll take 3 points for survival.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any extinction.
I doubt it.
Just double check if you are anywhere that you cannot survive.
I almost did that one and took that off, but
That's punitive.
it would have been, yeah. I was really trying to hurt Shrey more than
Okay,
anybody else this season,
so so there's the asteroid.
Barely.
Select and eliminate all but one species on that tile, then eliminate one on every other tile, and then the next reseed ends the game. But I think it's blue for the survival. So
Yeah.
1, 2.
Got it.
Okay, 3 points. There you go. Boom, done. All right. The game is not triggered yet until somebody takes that, though. Keep that in mind.
4, 5, 6. Cost me 3 points with that move. You're a bad person. Domination. Pink. So I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2, 3. Right, yeah. 4, 5, 6.
7.
7 times 3
3.
is 21. So
21
that's
is pretty good.
21 points, probably.
He's barely winning.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
That's what Trey was saying.
I mean, there's 8 points here.
yeah, no, I hear you.
7 points here.
Sure.
5 points here.
Sure.
Right now, but hold on. That's guaranteed. That damn sure ain't.
No. Also, there's currently not a scoring tile for land.
Yeah. At the end of the game, those will score, but still.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Tectonics.
Oh.
Anywhere.
Too bad you can't do it on that one again.
And this is what, 10 points.
That's 10 points. I think
Yeah.
this is
6 points.
6 points.
It doesn't kill anything for me.
Yeah.
It kills 7 points.
No, it
At the end of the game.
I'm going to move here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I'll make it survive,
Yeah.
so it's whatever.
So 10 points.
10 points.
Okay. There you go.
I assume you
now,
want to put one out, right?
yeah, so.
Yeah, one of your.
Yeah, one of my guys is coming.
Okay, so now. So now that you did that. You know what? I don't think I need that in hindsight. Now that you did that, you kind of have killed my need for that action. So. I think so. Yeah, we'll do that next. All right. So I will Wanderlust. I will take the C mount. Is it worth it? 6 versus 3. It's not. I mean, I could put something out there. You already can survive there. So, do I need to? I don't think I do. I'm not gonna. So that's done. There.
About 3 points.
Yep, and that. Done. Ken.
So I'm gonna retrieve.
Okay, you are purple and yellow and sun.
Yep.
And everything's out, so you get to take another turn.
I do.
Okay, go for
Does move me over though.
Yes.
Oh. What's the bottom one say?
That's swap an element on your animal with a different type on Earth. So you'd have to give up your worm and get something else.
Yep.
The one nobody wants.
It has to be, and it has to be a different type.
It does.
It does say different. Yep.
I mean, you could do the vent.
I could certainly score the vent. I could score the reef as well. What does the second one say?
Your animal and animals with fewer elements than yours gain one random element from the draw bag.
You got a random element.
Alyssa and I would gain a
No, I
random.
don't have fewer than you.
Oh, so it's only me. That's not terrible. Not a great late game play, but
Make sure you read what the asteroid does, too.
oh yeah. I mean, I've thought about it. I mean, I guess if I let Alyssa do it, it's not great. I'd really like to score this stupid kelp, though. That's points. Damn it.
There is that.
Can somebody else score the...
The guy in the top of the food chain? No. He
Yeah,
won't score that for you.
right. And I guess I could go backwards if I score the reef first and then score it with one of my specials.
Yep.
But it does leave that vent around for a long time. A long time. I don't know.
Yeah, that actually works out really well. Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So,
1 point for blue.
yep. No. 1 point for purple.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, you scored that one instead.
So just move that one back one.
No, he did.
Yeah,
Oh.
All right. And which card?
I don't know why I wouldn't do this one.
All right. Asteroid. Pick one tile. Destroy everything but one cube. And then one cube off of everything touching that tile.
So it's either that one or that one, right?
Or this one.
Wow. I'm not. I shouldn't be the target,
No,
but
Stray
okay.
is the clear target.
What? No.
Yeah.
He's scoring like 30 endgame points or 21 endgame points, and the rest of us are scoring like 10.
Yeah.
I mean, you could easily bump that up.
Yeah, so I think that's probably right.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
All but one. So
I'm going to leave you on there.
Wow.
You're welcome. It does two things at once. It nerfs your migrate, which we all wanted, and it takes points away from Shrey. So let's see. Shrey's at the bottom of the food chain there anyway. We'll try to spread it around a little bit.
No, you got to do it. I'm not. No.
There we go.
Wow. Glory to Rome. That was horrible.
If you didn't do it, I was.
Obviously, right? That's why I felt like I needed to...
I thought for sure you were going to kill that.
So do we still get a new card, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, the game
Yep,
doesn't end
and
until
it's
It's an extinction.
extinction.
So there's
Nobody-
anything.
Yeah.
And then terrestrial, place an element of your choice from the draw bag onto any land onto any land tile or geyser vent.
Okay.
Place up to 4 species from your gene pool onto that tile.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But like we are, as soon as me and Edward
Pass.
Pass.
yeah.
The game's over.
Well, I know what I'm doing my turn. So
Well, it's your turn,
Oh,
so
it is
do
my
it.
turn. Hey, how about that? I got to speciate. Right here.
That one?
No super.
Okay.
Is there a reason not? Is there a reason to leave the super one open?
It doesn't matter because they can
Right,
still bump.
it can get bumped. Right.
Well, because it'd get kicked back to you if it got bumped. Though.
I guess that's true.
I guess I'm the only one, or Ken could do it too. Theoretically.
Yeah. So send me to this special one. And so over here is. Oh no, here I wouldn't survive. We do the extinction before we do the end game scoring, so I got to do this one instead. All right. So seamount is what?
2 or 3. It's 3.
And kelp is what?
2.
and let's do 2 here then. And
That looks right.
I have none left.
You probably kept me from winning the game by doing that.
Sorry.
Man, and I only have 2 actions right now left.
Why do you have 2?
I have 2.
Because the game doesn't end until he passes.
Until Edward passes.
Well, until everybody passes.
Okay, until everybody's in the pass column. So I'll be passing on my turn, and then
Yep.
Unless you want another action, then you can bump Shrey. I don't
Right.
think you wanted to. I don't think you and I want this game to go on any longer than it has to.
No.
I think it doesn't get any better for us from here.
I mean, I can see something I could do to score some points without giving anybody else points, but that's about it.
Okay. So that's changing plans. Golly, that hurt. I don't think that makes sense. I think I have to. I hate doing this.
Wow.
I had to. And then if he bumps me back, then he and I can just keep
I
playing
have
games.
nothing in here.
Right.
So
I'm gonna do the exact same thing he just did. 3,
Yep.
3.
I mean, I went from nothing to
2.
second place, so that's fine.
Still pretty good. Yeah.
Done.
Okay. So I'm not getting another turn. So I just need to play for the score I can get now.
You will get
You'll get one more.
yeah. This and one more.
Why would I get one more?
Because
because Edward's still got to.
Yeah.
But and then he gets to retreat. Okay. Right. Well, I think I should do an all migrate. There.
Everything, so it doesn't matter on the count.
There. Because I think that, but then going here actually makes a lot of sense too.
I think the round table is going to be interesting on this.
Oh, but that's then third. That's not so good. Yeah, I'll call it good with that.
Shrey?
See mount scoring, and we'll just do either one. It doesn't matter. So
5 and
for
3.
Orange.
8 and 3 is 1. And I think is this one. What's this one? Your animal and animals that have fewer. Yes. Yeah. And limit one on each species that contains more species and elements.
So here, there's 1 and 1, so
Yeah.
nothing. So here, that's dead. That's dead. That's dead. Now take it from there.
Yeah. So this one. Let me do these first. This one. Oh, interesting. Let's spread it out, and then
Yep.
yeah, definitely
This one
here.
Yep, and 1 here.
Who's?
I'm way behind, so.
Yeah, I'll do that
Oh.
one.
He's not way behind. He's got two in-game scoring points.
Did
where I have one.
Did you remove one from here?
I did.
Yep.
And then
1 there.
interesting. You have
Well, this one's clearly going to die, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the last choice, is that one.
I don't know. I mean, it's 2 points, right?
Yes.
So we'll see whether this comes back to bite me. I just want to do eeny, meeny, miny, moe this, but I don't know. I don't know what, like, it's so close here. You both have one, no, you have 2.
Yeah.
8, 12 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we'll do that one.
Wow.
Team game between those two over there.
Brutal, man. Brutal.
Wow. All right.
And that was this one.
There were, new pug, if you can tell what one, if you back it up, and what last card comes out.
It is a survival, so
That's me.
6 points.
Good job taking it off of mine. Good job. What do we got?
Gain 1 VP for each element on Earth that matches an element type on your animal.
So in other words, for me, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Alyssa.
I'm going to score the reef, which is less interesting now. Ken gets 6. I get 3.
Ken gets 6 is to 5, and you get 3.
And Brown gets 2.
Are you going to take the bottom one?
I'm not. Like the free element.
Oh, it's...
All right.
Random element.
Yep.
And nothing, no more cards.
Oh, good. Exactly what I was hoping for.
Okay.
Last action.
For me, theoretically, which it's going to be. Can't speciate. I can migrate. I could kill on kelp. I don't think that really helps me. I could score kelp. Yeah, having the element. Well, I guess. Oh, a moment. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, paybacks. Oh, paybacks could be sweet. I so could do that. Oh, it's only the first card. It's not the second card. Damn it. 'Cause I can't.
Yeah, but the first card let you do it too.
Yeah, no. I would remove that one.
Right. But you could switch one of your blues. It does the same thing.
Okay, it does. Fair point. But I don't know that that's what really
I don't know.
helps me.
I don't think that helps, but
But it would feel good. I mean, domination doesn't really get me a ton of points. And unfortunately, I'm only on one of those. The whole point was to be able to get this one later. So I could migrate 4. Well, the kelp's still... Well, you know what? I think that might be my... If I were to migrate 4, or score kelp and then do that, essentially, that might actually work. But then, I guess, theoretically, you'd be able to... No, you wouldn't... Yeah, you might be able to take it from me then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Yeah, you'd be able to... That would be giving you 10 points.
what?
If I got rid of... Oh, I'd get rid of the mushroom. And that would still be the same thing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to score the kelp. All right, so we will score...
Either one, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. So 7 for orange, 4 for brown.
5, 7.
And that one, swap an element. So I will do this with that.
So mean.
Okay.
All right.
Ken.
10. Last
10
turn.
points it took for me.
Scoring the reef.
Scoring the reef.
6 for purple, 3 for blue.
2 for brown.
So, I don't think that number 2 is super interesting, but number 1's kind of interesting. Because that lets me take off a snail and a plankton and an algae.
No. A pawn.
Oh, just one.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yep.
Less exciting.
I mean, a snail prevents a land scoring.
Correct.
I'm not going to win.
I don't think he is.
And I don't know, but I'm not sure what I could do to. So that one place
This one's 9 points for you.
can't. I scored the
takes a
second
two.
one.
Oh, you can only take the bomb too.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, the second one gives you 8 points, and you take away 4 from me
Does it give me 8 points?
Yeah.
because you get to place 4 species on that.
For species, you put an element there, and then you
I can't read what it says.
place an element of your choice from the draw bag onto a land tile or geyser vent tile, and place 4 of your species from your gene
Oh.
pool onto that.
Yeah, that's a winner.
Yeah, I missed that. I thought it
Yeah.
was only on vents.
Yeah, that's what I thought
I
as
missed the
well.
land tile.
Oh, that sucks. And now
So,
he can survive depending on where he puts it. I like that.
right?
Yep, and then you place 4 species. And Shrey.
And I remove my pink. No, blue. The brown. Brown.
Sorry, thank you. Yep. So
the plant.
those
Yep, those two.
brown, brown, and brown.
And brown. Yep.
Okay, and that moves over. Melissa, enjoy your last action
Yeah.
unless you kick me out.
I think my best bet is to dominate plankton.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles times 2 is 10.
Looks good.
Like I said, I wasn't going to win. So I don't know where that was, but it doesn't matter because I have to retrieve. That triggers the end of the game.
All right.
All right, so here we go. So we have a final survival,
Extinction event.
or survival and extinction. So extinction first.
This dies. How about over there?
I think everything's.
Well, all of my. All of
Oh,
these
you
died.
all of yours die?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Shrey.
I'm not. I
mean,
did
a
it.
little sorry.
I did it because
That is a lot of dead.
That's a lot of
species.
points.
He bombed me though.
So many dead species of all of ours.
Yeah.
Yes, I am bitter and angry at everybody. All right, so survival looks like blue on 2 vents.
Yep.
Blue on 2 vents.
3 points.
Big 3 points.
Score every tile. Okay.
8.
8 for
Purple,
And
4
4
for orange. So then 5.
5 for orange.
Hold on. 5, 10, 17 for orange.
So.
Edward's all like, I'm not gonna
86.
win.
I'm not. Don't worry. 1 for blue.
Sweet.
8 for purple.
7.
7 for orange. 4 for blue. 4 for brown. Okay. 4 for purple. 2 for blue. 5 for blue. 5.
1 for
And then,
blue?
3 for blue total. 1
Okay.
for purple. Purple gets 6. Blue gets 3. Brown gets 2. 3 for orange. 2 for orange. That one's already scored. 2, 4, 6 for brown. 2 for purple. And now, here we go.
I should have 1 less, and you should have 1 more because you gave me 2 for this, but he's
Okay.
higher in the food chain.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay. Now we score for these, what you have. Shrey gets 21.
81, 102.
And that flips.
I'll take
Then,
13.
yep.
98, 101. Oop.
What do you have? You have
6 and
these
3,
two.
9.
Yep, 9.
100 even.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
Yep.
And 4. 3, 4.
Wow, close game.
So we're tied. What's tiebreaker?
102, 102. In case of a tie, the tied animal closest to the top of the food chain wins the game.
Damn it!
Wait, so the score is 102, 101, 100?
Yeah,
102.
I have never in my life seen a game this close.
102 for both of them, 101, 100.
Okay.
Wow! And I won on tiebreaker. That.
Wow. Okay.
So that just happened.
Wow.
I have never in my life seen a game come that close in scoring.
Yeah.
2 points separates 4 players.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
Well,
insane. Dominant species.
And obviously the score range is super low because we were just annihilating each other for the entire second half of the game.
Yeah.
the game stalled in the first half because of that.
Yeah.
Because of the tectonic shift.
Yeah, I think part of the reason the scoring's so low is these are just so low because there was no abundance tiles to put
no,
Yeah,
discs to put
because
out
of
here.
that. Yeah.
no abundance or really adaptation
Right. We
for a long time.
Yeah, we limited our ability to really do a whole lot.
Yeah, because I think we saw, like, in our other play, I think we saw 4 or 5 of these up past 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. To where, like, those are massive swings at the end of the game. All right, so Ken, start with you, since you're new to dominant species in general.
Second play
Right.
for me.
Yep.
And so my first play, I don't think I really grokked it, honestly. I mean, it's as in some ways like as pure an area control game as there is, but the mechanics make it very interesting. And boy, is it mean! I like it.
How about you, Shrey?
Yeah, no, it's a solid game. We should talk about how it compares because I have thoughts on that.
We'll get there. But
I enjoy the game quite a bit. This is my third play, and I've enjoyed each play more, which is good.
Right.
The first play was so-so. I was a little disappointed with some things, but I think it's really interesting. The timing over there is important. And judging the position of everybody, you can calculate it. I have no interest in calculating to that degree. I'm amazed we did that. That we ended up as close as we did.
And to be clear, when I said I'm not going to win, it's 2 point. I really didn't think so because I knew your 21 points was going to be just massive. And when you took that 10 from me, I was like, I know that's happening.
Right. There were significant shifts here and there.
There were.
Right?
Right.
And so that I'm amazed it came out that close.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it. This is my second play of this, and I think it has just the right amount of meanness. It's less mean over here than some of the other stuff.
In the placement,
In the placement,
Yep.
but these cards can just be absolutely crazy, and yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and yeah.
For me, third play also, I've enjoyed it more with every play. Like I said, I came into this expecting to be really disappointed because I love dominant species, and how are you going to improve on that? And the way the action planning, there isn't action planning, there is, but it's a different kind, because in a previous one you had to plan out everything and then everything triggers and then hopefully you planned out right.
Yep.
This, you have to plan out, okay, if I go here, I'm not going to be able to go above that. And I think that's really clever. I think it's implemented well. There is far more randomness in this than there is in the original dominant species. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm still wrapping my head around it, even though there's randomness in the elements, how they would come out and everything else like normal. But for the evolution and the competition, especially the evolution, for what can be scored. And it kind of forces you to diversify where you are. You can't just focus on one thing, because if vents come out, you better be on a vent to be able to score it, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're sloughing off in that idea. So
Yep.
I find that really interesting. I find it compelling, but it does. I don't know that. And now I'm, I guess, transitioning into comparing the games. I don't know that it's any shorter. I don't know that I like the more randomness. Now, there's randomness in the order of the cards in the original game as well as when the elements come out.
Yeah.
But you know what the cards are going to be for that entire round at the beginning of a round in regular dominant species. So you can plan for it. There's a mass exodus out there. Maybe you don't speciate a lot this turn. Let it go ahead and dissipate. Then you come out afterwards, that type thing. There's so much churn on the cards, and they come through so quick.
By the time it gets back around to you,
the world may have changed drastically and you couldn't have foreseen that unless
Yep.
you know the deck. But the problem there is you can't really plan for that because there are 10 cards out of the game every game. Plus, like I said, the way the evolution is and what tiles, I don't know that I necessarily mind that. It's just a different kind of randomness that you need to plan for.
I think, as far as talking about the randomness over here, I think I might enjoy it more if there was only one of each type of thing. So all 8 would come out. It's just whether you can take a competition action or an evolution action on that type every
Sure.
turn.
Well, that's
But-
interesting.
But you
Right.
would be able to do something on every tile every turn.
Right.
Whereas here, like, you could easily pull 2 kelp and two grass and not see any mountain or any land. And
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
And just-
yep.
So I might like the random square tiles more than base dominant species.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily like the rush to get to. I don't remember which of the
Domination.
which of the tiles in the base game is the high scoring one. Which is
Oh, the C tiles.
The C tile, right?
C
yeah.
tiles,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like those C tiles are so important that like you have to go there, right? Like you don't have to. You can find other ways to-
Wanderlust,
but
yeah.
you want to go there so that you can, when you do domination, you'll score them and if you're wheeling them. Here, the land may not come out. It didn't come out in this last round. So then being on a land tile is not as important, right? There are other. It sort of pushes up the value of the lesser tiles.
Yep.
And I kind of like that.
And on that note, it's a non-decision in the regular dominant species. On Wanderlust, you just take the highest point value tile. It's a non-decision. Here, there might be decisions on why
Yeah.
you might take a lower point tile because it might either advantageous for location as well as potentially scoring for adjacency for the bonus scoring. So I think that's a definite improvement. I agree with you on that totally.
The action display, I'm not so sure what. I think I prefer base game, or it's not base, the dominant species,
Right, the original.
significantly more because it feels like there's more planning in that game. I think there might be a similar amount or of planning in this game. It's just different. It feels different. Whereas like in the base game, or I keep saying that, you put your pawns out. You have to like figure out where other people might want to go, and try to get the spots that they'll want for you when they execute in the order. But
Right.
here, they execute in whichever order you go. You go top to bottom generally, but people might vacate spots that you might go to, and so you are planning for, I want to do this now, and then maybe they'll be vacated, so I can do that one later. It doesn't feel the same. I don't feel the same amount of tension.
And the urgency.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that. Yep.
I kind of wish. I think it's an interesting variation on it, and but I don't think it's as compelling for me, the action display.
I will say, like, it's a pretty meaty game for what was about a 2.5-hour playtime at 4 players, right? Because after the teach was
after
over,
the teach, I know. See, and
Yeah.
here's the thing: I've always said that dominant species, up to 5 players, the original, is a 2.5-hour game. People roll their eyes, say I'm crazy, and I'm like, sit down, let's play it. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Right.
So it's a 2.5-hour, not streaming and not teaching. If
Yeah.
you get players who have played it, or you don't have to teach 2.5 hours. And so I guess all I'm saying is that
this is not
isn't
substantially
quicker.
shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might be 30 minutes shorter.
Yeah,
At most.
20%, 30%. Like it's not a significant amount.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that was the goal. It may not have been
Right.
It may not have been one of the goals, but I don't think you should look at it like that.
Right.
Which is fine.
And I don't think this supplants dominant species. It doesn't replace dominant species for me. But I do feel that they are different enough that I can make a case for having them both, for which do I want to play. I don't know that everybody will feel the same. I think they're similar enough that it feels like a sibling game, but it might not. It still feels like dominant species, but a riff on it, kind of like what we talked about earlier.
With Brass.
Birmingham versus Lancashire.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would feel compelled to get this if I love dominant species. It's just a different flavor of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think there's room for both in a collection
Yes.
if you enjoy them both. But
Right.
There's a couple of things that are significantly different in this one also that I'm not sure if I like. And one of them is the domination. This end game scoring, which is I kind of like what that's doing, but not having domination, like there is endgame. I guess this endgame scoring is replacing the endgame scoring for the
dominance cones, which in the original is based on the number of dominance markers you have based on that chart,
which removes some of the calculation that I think some people dislike.
And the constant, who's dominant here. It completely removes that, which I think is great.
It's great, actually. I think if you play the game and like enough, then that becomes like more intuitive and you can see it easily. Right. But I totally understand for people who are playing like the first or second game of Dominant Species that are like, I don't know how to calculate or like judge, and it's
it's constant calculation.
Yeah, and so I get why this is changed like this. I feel like I enjoy the base more because it's you have to make that judgment. You have to if you're pushing the game along and people are not doing the super calculations to figure out what everybody's position is, you have to try to make a judgment call. Like here, it's just like, okay, well, I push this number up because it's pure points, right?
Sure.
You may lose it, right? You lost the blue,
I lost the 10, right? And had I not taken those, but again, I'm not mathing it out and figuring that out.
This endgame scoring doesn't feel as interesting as the other endgame scoring, and that's I would, this is its own game, so I wouldn't say that, but it just doesn't feel like I enjoy the other one more for that purpose, right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the opposite. I find the dominant scoring very frustrating, and so I like this.
At the end of the game or in general? Yeah.
Well, just seeing the dominance during the game, and keeping track of it, and then B, at the end of the game, just seeing it, and in one of my plays, we had got to the end game and realized that 2 or 3 of the cones were wrong, and you had to fix them, and it changes what the scoring was, and because it's not easy to see, it's not easy to update.
And I will say, on that note, a positive for this is even though the dominance is pretty intuitive to me. Again, I played the game 30 times, so okay. I will say that this has far less AP as the game goes on, and especially in that last round of regular dominant species, it gets extraordinarily min-maxy because you're looking at, okay, I'm going to have dominance there. I'm going to, based on assuming things don't change too much, whatever. And the migrations become horribly tedious. Here, less so. I found that.
That's true.
Considerably less so. So I think that's a positive. But again, I knew I was probably going to lose the 10 points. Yeah. I assumed that's what you were going to do. But again, not mathing it out, I was just like, this seems to make more sense to me to where I'm going to gain more points there.
I mean, you got 17 out of that.
Yeah. So I think part of that has to do with the action display and the fact that you have to go down, right?
Right.
You can't, if you take your migration, you take the 5 migration, you're not going to get a low migration until you take all your
right, unless you have one of the specials. Right. Yeah.
And I think that forces you to You can't say, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this in this order. You have to think about I can do this, but then if I do this, then I can't do that. I think that actually helps with the AP.
Yeah, and it makes it the turns go quicker in that regard. I think so. As a late game, I'm saying especially.
And then I think the other thing is that in the original, you see who's taken the 2 or the 3 domination spots, and you'll get the other players will AP on what do they do to stop you from scoring any of the good dominance tiles. How do I take his dominance away on this and this tile so that he has to score a weaker tile?
Yeah, I think this is easier for newer players because the difference between population and dominance in the original is the thing that trips people up. Wait, no, I have more cubes. Yeah, but you don't have the dominance, which is, based on this multiplied for each tile. And it just takes a lot of the calculation out of it, and I think that makes it easier. I mean, you picked this up pretty quick, even though you said in the first game you didn't have a really good feel for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think you. It's a complex enough game with enough sort of like subtext to the actions that I mean, maybe there are people out there who could pick it up while playing the first time. I'm not one of them. But after the first game, I felt like I got it, and I think I handled it reasonably well this time.
Yeah, no, I think you did too. Just welcome dominant species, some nasty stuff happened.
Exactly.
There you go.
So,
and ultimately, you need to remember, check your feelings at the door when you play. It's an area majority area control game, so keep that in mind. Whether it's El Grande, whether it's this.
what did feel nice about this though is like, there's enough. There are enough options here that as long as you've got at least one of these tokens,
The special.
it's not that hard to pivot.
Yeah.
Like when Alyssa dropped all of those blue cubes on the vent, it wasn't that hard for me to just pivot to
Okay, I'm going to get out of there.
a different strategy.
Right?
Yeah. So, and it worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So-
you lost by 2 points. So
Yeah,
I'd
it
say
is friendly that way, which is good. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I totally see a value in this.
And to be honest with you, I'm not going to say I like this more, but it surpassed my expectations, which, as I mentioned earlier, I went from really high to really low to temper because, like, how are you going to beat a Hall of Fame game, right? That's not fair. So, judging this on its own merits, I dig this. I would like to play it more, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, there you go. That's Dominant Species Marine. So, big thanks to all of y'all. Big thanks to everybody here and
Thank you.
Alyssa for your copy of the game. This was fun. This was a good
Yeah,
time.
it was a good time.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. I will be back tomorrow with Black Sonata, which that was from you, Shrey. And then Sunday, the four of us are going to be back for Oath. And on that note, this is just a little heads up on that. So Sunday at noon, we're going to be doing the first game of Oath. It's not going to be the walkthrough game. It's going to be we're going to do a full teach. We're going to do the whole 9 yards. But it's going to be up to the viewers to determine whether or not y'all want us to do like a handful of games for a campaign over the course of the next few months, or whether or not you just want it to be a one-off. So y'all determine that. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for the solo playthrough Black Sonata, but especially for Oath on Sunday at noon Eastern. So that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
Good time.
Like, subscribe, support the show over on patreon.com/HCHQ. I'll see you all tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. Black Sonata. I'm Edward.
Alyssa?
Shrey.
Ken.
Victor. Crushed. 2.9. That was insane. I've never seen a game of Dominant Species or Dominant Species Marine. Every one of our games, they were way different as far as the spread.
The one that I played, like the winner was like 30-ish points ahead. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
So
Usually a 30
Yeah.
point, like if you get within 10 of the winner, you're close. And
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. This is insane. I can't believe that. All right, take care, y'all. Good night.
You cost me points. You cost her points. Everybody costs everybody else points.
Yeah.
And there you go. 102 to 102 to 101 to 100. That's insane. Well done.